Alrighty, so welcome back. We are proud and happy and excited to announce that we are going back to Comic-Con this year, which is, by the time this is shown, will probably be like tomorrow, maybe-ish.
Are you drinking from a bucket?
I'm making my own pitcher.
Okay.
We're running low on beer, so he's mixed breeding them here.
Oh.
See what happens.
John Brewmeister.
The suicide of beers.
It's going to be like freaking awesome.
It's going to be awesome or
and
horrible.
I was sitting here wondering,
Write
like,
down the
why does he have
recipe.
all these beers already open in front of me? He's about to shotgun all these, or what? No, we're going to mix them.
Well, he usually opens them ahead of time because he's nicer than me, so you don't hear the in the microphone.
Yeah, but that's what draws the viewers. You hear that sound, you're like, oh, yeah.
Right?
John's drinking.
Right?
Dude, that's like a bucket full of foam.
I would say there's no beer in there whatsoever.
John gives great head.
Oh.
Apparently he's
And lots of it.
never going to be a bartender for a side job.
Oh,
You
that is a
would
lot
be
of
fired,
foam.
homie.
Holy
This helps him blend.
The beer is this deep and the foam's almost
Using your
over the
finger, you're gonna
top.
put your whole hand in there.
Like, I don't know if he'll make the last can or not. Oh. It's like, I'm like, is he going to make the last can or not?
If he goes slow enough for the mile and a half.
Now he's slowing down.
Look at that.
It's good.
Oh my goodness.
Look, it's going. Look, it's going.
You gotta put that on camera, man. Lift that up a little bit. Look. A little
I
higher.
don't know if you
There
guys
it is.
can see
Yeah.
There's some
We're
beer at the
6
bottom.
beers in at this point.
This is beer.
And you have one drinkable
This is beer.
can.
Yes.
It just makes it look like there's more.
That's like a fucking bag of Lay's potato chips right there.
The show's gonna be over.
There's still
before
one.
Okay, time to drink.
The show's gonna be over before that shit
Hell
calms
yeah.
down. Oh, yeah.
Goodness.
That's fucking great.
Let that
And that's
simmer
only
for a
5
while. I think so.
And then he pulls out a mug.
So when the pitcher's done, that's 2
Yeah.
cups worth.
Yeah, right?
That's fantastic.
Once the foam's gone, you may be able to fill the mug up with the beer.
I might.
Right.
Just might. You guys remember that.
So anyway, we're going to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
I think it's cool that they've... first off, Dick Van Dyke's going to be there. That's pretty badass.
That is really good.
Excited about
Guest
several
grab.
of the guests. Opie's going to be there.
Joe Cusack.
And the other...
I think she canceled.
She
actually.
canceled.
Oh.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, she canceled like a week
Other
ago.
Pretty in Pink and all other 80 movies.
Oh, Michael Anthony Hall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about him.
Dead Zone.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good show right there.
He was in, wasn't he in Edward Scissorhands too?
Might have been.
Yeah, he was. He was the jerk.
like,
He was like the jerk boyfriend.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That
Yeah,
was
he
his
was-
like comeback.
Yeah.
After all this.
'Cause, yeah, he was like
Pretty
the
in
jerk
Pink.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
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 'Cause at that point, he'd moved beyond his super skinny nerdy.
That was his
phase.
official comeback,
And
like
got a
John
little-
Travolta in fucking Pulp Fiction. That was like.
And for the recent Guardians of the Galaxy, Karen Gilliam plays Nebula, the blue assassin. So I'm excited that she's there.
Haven't seen it yet.
John just watched the first one the other day, so
good.
he saw her. And I love when that movie first came out, nobody realized it was, like, they thought it was the chick from She's All That, Leia Cook.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thought it was her for some reason, like, and people were asking her in interviews, so what's going on with this new movie you're in, Guardians of the Galaxy? And she's like, I'm not doing any movies. But, like, everyone in the world legitly thought it was her forever. Even after the movie came out, they still thought it was her playing the part.
That's so
crazy.
funny.
I can see it. I can see that.
So, some of the new things they were just announcing, like today or yesterday, right? That I think is going to be pretty cool is first off that they've doubled the size of the exhibition hall.
Yeah, didn't they add a
Which-
second exhibition hall?
Well, they said the way they worded it was they doubled the size of it, and it was basically like adding a second one. So I don't know if they've moved walls around,
moved
where
out some of the
it's
partitions.
double the
to
size.
increase
Got rid
it.
of the
Okay.
stupid Geico bus.
Yeah, or if it's
No offense,
legitimately.
Geico.
Oh, great! They were going to sponsor us
Yeah,
next week.
damn
and
it.
Fuck that up. Or if they legitimately
Just lost my house.
put a
number.
second one in there, but I mean it's cool except for the fact I'm thinking like after like 3 days of walking around I still didn't see everything and now that's doubled. So that's gonna be
You
pretty
need to
cool.
up your game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Comfortable shoes.
You need to get the nap, and you got to grid it out. So you know exactly what you need to hit on what days.
Yeah,
No, I could have just started
not
at the
us.
one end and wander aimlessly, and
Try and remember where we left off.
we typically stay as a group for like 3.5 minutes, and then you look back and you're like,
Fuck that guy go. Fuck him.
so.
I
and
went
then-
through the 600 sign.
Right, exactly.
Where are
It's
you
really
at?
funny too because, like, I mean, our equipment is substantially better this year from years past, but we literally had like one camera and a bunch of cell phones in the past, and so it'd be like, "Oh, we got to get video of this." Where's the video camera? Shit, I'm alone. So now that's going to be probably
bit better.
substantially bigger, and we got some pretty cool ideas for stuff we're going to do for the YouTube channel and whatnot. So, what else was there? Oh, I'm curious. They didn't really talk about what it's going to be, but they said there's going to have an outdoor con that they're going to call Con on 3rd. I think it was, right? Is that what I said?
Yeah, out on the street.
I know
something.
they've always done like the Party on 3rd or Party on Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're just expanding on that to have cosplay contests or lip sync contests or something out there too, not just bands and food trucks.
I'm assuming
Outside during the day?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That.
I'm assuming it's something new-ish because they
Because I
said
have
it was
seen, I mean, like, I haven't been yet, but from the cosplay outfits that I have seen, mostly chicks with big tits, but none of them look like they would be comfortable to wear in the heat.
nothing's
Like, they're all
comfortable to wear
big,
in the
bulky
heat.
fucking
Yeah.
suits and shit, you know, helmets.
Yeah, even Pennywise gets pretty unbearable.
They but it's also one of those things where you're not going to sit out there all day either. You know, you're going to run out to the food trucks and check out the entertainment for a few minutes while you're there, and then get back in the air conditioner. You know what I mean? But it's they actually do a pretty good job of keeping it freaking cool inside,
Yeah.
though. For when there's like
There's
shoulder
many
to
people
shoulder,
there.
Yeah, for the
850
number
billion
of people that you have, the
Oh, yeah.
body heat that's
Yeah.
just going on.
It's pretty
there.
amazing that they do as good a job as they do keeping it cool, honestly. But what else was there that was new to this year?
It's not really new. It's new-ish.
Mhm.
They've gone back to something that we really embraced originally. Like at least the last Fan Fest, you had to apply, get in contact with Comicon
Oh yeah.
to interview artists and the vendors and stuff on the floor. And that's just not how we roll. We don't interview names. We interview people. We make like a little bit of connection. Be like, all right, you want to be on camera? And throw them a mic. And that's how we met Ben and Sean and just about everybody we're friends with from the cons is walking up and talking to them and getting an interview.
And not like having a pregame
Right.
like, setup.
But now we can, it's fair game to just, if you see,
What do you
Like
mean
Sean.
they wouldn't? How would they know if you just walked up to somebody? and
Because it's
started
going to end
somebody-
up on YouTube and shit like that.
and the
if
person
you
you talk to could
Yeah.
complain.
Could report you or complain, hey, these people were bugging me.
Are
blah,
you
blah,
serious?
blah.
And if they see all these videos of people that you interviewed that you didn't have permission to, they could have been like, well, guess he's not coming back next year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we actually followed the rules.
And we wanted to follow the rules because we want to come back every year.
Right. And,
No press pass for you.
We're
Yeah.
ableist fuckers.
Exactly. That's
right.
kind of what
So
we do.
it's really cool that we're back into being able to be like, oh, that guy looks cool. Let's go see what the hell he's about. You know what I mean? So,
or,
'cause-
or you see someone's work, you're like, wow, you do really good work, dude. Can we
Right.
talk to you about it and learn some more?
Which is literally how a lot of our connections have come about. like for instance, like damn near every piece of art on this wall, except for the obvious store-bought stuff, is from people we've met at Comic-Con. Like Ben, who
You can fit it in there.
Just poured it in my glass.
like Ben, who from Skill Set Magazine, he'll be there. He's the one that made all of our wooden frames here. And then Sean, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago. That's how we met him.
He has a
Autumn.
booth set up there.
Yep.
Sean did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean and Ben will both have booths there.
And so
And then
Albert Morales is
Albert
definitely gonna be
Morales,
there.
yep. Which he's got the. It was sitting right here, but I think I moved it earlier.
The Big Time
newspapers.
Funnies.
Yep. Right there. Hold, please.
And he's
timing.
back.
Yeah, these things are pretty damn cool. It's like newspaper style.
Make sure to pick one up if you go to Comic Con because
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll have a little segment in it.
Nice.
Definitely. That's not the one that'll be there. That's at least a couple of volumes ago.
Yeah.
But get
So
the
I
idea.
haven't checked yet, but do they have? Remember last year when we were all like walking back, they were having
I don't think I could even hold
a
it up.
Star Wars like lightsaber walk parade.
Oh yeah, the
Do they have like any of the parades up?
That was absolutely totally unrelated to the con, I think. I think that was
was it?
weird coincidence or good.
It's one of those things I
Timed
think
on
that's
purpose, but-
fan-based. I think that's not run by the con.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's probably done by the Blue Ribbon Army or the 501st or something like that.
And we
Because
didn't
just
even.
watching it, that was
Yeah.
really cool.
And we didn't even know it existed until we stumbled in the middle of it. So if you guys weren't there, literally, we're walking up to we're walking back to our room one evening, right? Isn't that what we're doing, or to the bar? Technically, not to the
Yeah.
room, but and all of a sudden we look up and we're like, "Holy shit!" There's 8,000 people coming with lightsabers, and all these people in cosplay, most of which not Star Wars related, were
Yeah.
walking up with
With
lightsabers,
lightsabers.
and they had the streets closed. It was a
That's not
legitimate
bad.
parade.
It's not bad, huh?
Yeah.
So we have video of it somewhere, don't we?
Yes.
Is it on YouTube? Or do we just have video of it?
I think we just have video of it. I think a little clip of it ended up in the montage video.
So yeah, honestly, I have no idea. I don't know. Blue Ribbon Army, though, speaking of them, they're going to be there in full force, which is pretty awesome. And then for the Blue Ribbon, the paid members, which I am now,
Nice, nice.
they have a lounge where you can go in and escape the con for a little while.
Oh, Mr. Elite.
Oh,
Dang, like-
the gold elite
Swanky.
diamond member.
They have like video game systems and shit set up where you can go in there and hang out and kind of unwind for a little bit, which is pretty badass.
The hell is that?
Beer salt.
Looks like fish food.
Kinda.
Same diff.
I don't know if it's really. It's this Clamato bullshit. It's like made out of fish, technically.
Mhm.
It smells like a little.
It's fish food.
It's not bad.
It smells like barbecue and buttholes.
Yeah, I don't think
Look, smell it.
Yummy.
Smell it.
that probably sounded awesome.
Yeah, because he hit the mic.
I don't know if
Don't you see that improving the flavor of
Don't
the
you
beer?
want that in
Oh
your beer?
yeah.
I'm not a Clamato fan anyway, so.
Holy shit.
yeah, I don't think you guys experienced it, but outside of the con and surrounding hotels and stuff, they usually have a lobby set up with video game and computer systems and stuff, and
Which
you
I'm
go
pretty
and have,
sure-
like Mortal Kombat tournaments and stuff.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the hotel you're staying in.
Okay.
Which one are you guys staying at? Do you remember?
The Renaissance, I believe.
Then no, it wasn't that one. I don't
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I do know they have a big setup in the lobby of one of the hotels. I just don't remember which one off the top of my head, and that is
Just not your
it.
hotel.
Okay, that's fine.
I know it's not the one you're staying in. I know it's not the one I'm staying in. But other than that, I don't remember which one it is. I'm sure I could look, but my phone's like all the way over there.
Oh man.
But anyway, so we're going to be there. So if you see any of us, come say hi. We'd love to, especially if you're in cos gear, we'd love to interview you and get you on camera and all that good stuff.
Definitely working on a couple of video projects that
Right.
we need some
What are you gonna be?
cosplayers.
What are you gonna be?
I am.
Or is it a secret?
Nah, I'm
Oh.
definitely gonna attempt, depending on if we can get the makeup to work or not. Captain Spaulding from House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects.
Okay.
The creepiest clown ever.
Yeah,
Right.
the biggest asshole clown.
Well, he's got a beard too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Bald head beard is what made me. I'm like, why haven't I done this?
Right.
And the great thing about that makeup is you don't have to be good at it because it's more like wet and smeared and
Yeah.
Right.
usually like sweated
Yeah,
off.
and when
and
I'm all
stuff.
sweaty and stuff, it'll just look more authentic.
Right.
In fact, I might carry around a beer. Who knows? It's cosplay.
Can you do that if it's for costume?
I don't know.
I think if you buy it there, obviously you could, but
Right. Yeah, but I don't think he ever carried around a semi-opaque plastic cup of beer.
With Ninja Turtles on it.
No.
just
That'll be fun.
carry that one and say it's
There
apple
we go.
juice.
It is.
It could be used as a weapon. You can't bring that in.
I know
You should
everything.
just get one of them beer helmets.
That'd be cool too.
Straws.
Right.
Not very
It has absolutely nothing to do with the
costume
character, but it would.
authentic, but it'd be cool.
I know everything I
Mash
drink
it,
there
do
is
mash
bought there.
it.
That's for sure.
It's your,
Yes,
own,
yes.
it's your own take on it.
Definitely, right?
And I can honestly say, give some sound advice here for the con goers. If you do go to any of the hotel bars, which we did and had a lot of fun at, pay attention because it's not like normal prices.
Yeah.
Mm.
A little bit more
Got
spinny.
you bent over the barrel.
Dan,
Yeah, a
you
little
should
bit.
know.
I started polishing off Jack and Cokes, and my bill was like $104 or something. And I'm not talking about everybody's bill,
Yeah,
Your
just his.
bill.
just mine. And it's not like I was like drinking like gallons or nothing either. That was like 6 or 7 drinks.
Damn.
Some ballpark prices.
Yeah, it is. I didn't ask. I just assumed it was, fairly close to normal bar prices, and they handed me the tab, and I cried. It was a
Can I
sad
get
day.
another one?
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Maybe
I'm gonna
down
need
my
a double.
sorrows.
I mean, no more.
Speaking of cosplay, and
Bottom
stuff,
shelf. Bottom shelf.
it might not be everybody's thing, but if money was no object and time was no object and you were like actually good at building costumes and stuff, what would you go cosplaying as just to get reaction from the crowd and take pictures and then leave or whatever?
Speed racer
Awesome.
with the little.
I'm a little thinking he's put some thought into that.
Yeah,
that was a
that was
really quick
quickness.
answer.
It was because I put him in that one picture of Speed Racer, and ever since then he's been like,
I think I'd have to do like everybody else and go as Harley Quinn.
nice. That'd be
So I'd
cool.
fit in with the crowd.
Right?
So you fit in with the
Or
crowd.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
So
Or
many Deadpools. It's like,
the year before that was the Daenerys Targaryen, which
Mhm.
please bring that back because I love all of those. And then Deadpool and Harley
Harleys.
Quinn was definitely the majority of the room.
Harley
Well
Quinn
represented.
and Harley Quinn blew up like the year before. It was the year before Suicide Squad was even out, and she was everywhere. And I'm like, I was expecting this next year, not this year.
Yeah.
But
Right.
everybody was Harley Quinn.
and that I understand, but I just think it's questionable when we're handing out candy to the trick-or-treaters, and this little like 7-year-old comes up as the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. I'm like, I don't know that that's a good costume choice for
Right?
your
Like,
kid.
who's your fucking
Not
parents,
even, Not even
man?
just the Suicide Squad, even just the in any version of Harley Quinn. It doesn't have to be
Right.
from the movie.
Yeah, the full-size black and red.
the
Yeah, the
bodysuit
old school
was-
one
Well,
that
that
looks,
was from the animated series.
Yeah.
But if you
Right.
go anything from the comic book,
that
or
one literally
later,
covers
Right.
her from like ankle to wrist.
But
so
she's
that-
still a psychotic murderess. So
Yeah.
there's always that.
Yeah, but so is like Dracula and shit. I mean, technically, well, not the murder-is
Yeah.
part because he's the dude usually,
It's
but
kind of ambiguous though.
that's
Murderer.
true. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
he rolled, I think Dracula rolls both ways.
But with that being said, I am perfectly okay with all of the Harley Quinn, so feel free to keep doing it. Just saying.
Um,
What about you, Kale?
for me, I'd want to be one of the doctors from Doctor Who.
Okay.
I'd probably go like the 10th Doctor. That'd be mine, David Tennant's. Or
Doctor Who's like porn. They have like thousands of them,
Mm.
and you're just like, okay, this is the one I'm
That's
watching
the
now.
One, yeah.
If you want to be even
or
more
if I
popular with
wanted
the
to go
ladies,
like way over the top, some kind of killer Transformers costume.
Okay.
That actually converts into
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
real
like
Yeah.
I can go.
we've seen a
Drive
couple
off.
of those. Like they
Yeah.
fold into like a boxcar
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's pretty cool. But if you want to be popular with the ladies, you need to be one of the doctors from like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You dress up
McSteamy,
like that.
McCreamy, McCreamy, whatever the hell. Something.
McCreamy.
They will be after I'm done.
Oh,
Oh.
damn.
What about you?
What about you? Harley Quinn. So
Bruce
she's
Willis.
already going as.
Bruce
No.
Willis.
No. Oh my gosh.
John
That
Wick.
one blonde chick from
that
Bruce
movie.
Willis
What was it? New Jack what?
New Jack City.
New Jack City.
I don't think there was a blonde girl in that movie.
No.
No, she's just going as New Jack City, the cover from the
Yeah.
video cassette.
That would be dope.
Not even from the movie,
Yeah,
from like
the
the
video
soundtrack.
cassette.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard because I like Bob's Burgers, so either Tina or Louise. I think I'd probably do female Marty McFly.
Oh, wow.
That
That's
would be cool. We saw a
Nice.
couple of those
Yeah.
from
I always like it when they do that. Like when a female, instead of going with a female character, she takes a popular male character and turns it into a female version.
Yeah.
Like I saw some really cool female versions of Doctor Who characters. Last year I saw a really cool female version of like Indiana Jones. It was really good.
We saw several female Castiels from Supernatural.
I think the kind of half-ass crossovers are really cool, but one of the coolest ones I saw, I can't remember if it was last year's Comic-Con or if it was at FanFest, honestly, but the Stormtrooper that was wearing dude's robe,
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
that was pretty cool. Like
What?
dude from
Oh, yeah.
The Big
Yeah,
Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
Big
He had
Lebowski.
on his
so it was like basically the Big
It was
Lebowski with a Stormtrooper
the
helmet.
dude
Yeah,
with the Stormtrooper helmet. I can
that
get
was
behind
pretty
that.
cool.
I think mine would be Ed 209.
What's that?
The attack robot from RoboCop. Or The Simpsons or whatever. Present
Oh,
Hall Pass.
Okay, right.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, just don't fall on your back.
Yeah, it's like a turtle.
Just love that part of the movie. It's just like
Or don't run over children in the mall, apparently.
no, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Because that didn't go over real well. That thing didn't look too different than that either. Kind of modeled after it almost a little bit.
I thought it looked more like, God dang it, I can't remember. Some Disney, might have been a robot from Hero 5 or something.
Big Hero 6?
Yeah, whatever. I can't
Never
remember.
know.
Johnny Five.
Move on.
It was
Johnny
like
Five would be a
yeah.
really cool one too.
Yeah, that would be a little hard to get in
I
the
was about to say
costume.
it'd be hard to pull off at Johnny 5.
Just a big one.
There's all kinds of R2D2s
Really,
running
really
around.
big. Yeah, but R2D2, you just get yourself down in a trash can.
Right.
Johnny 5
If
pretty
you
much
were
just all
no, if you
little
were like
spindles.
a one of the people that didn't have a legs, and then you had one of those off-road wheelchairs,
Yeah.
that would be a perfect fucking cosplay. You know what I'm
Definitely.
talking about?
Oh, yeah.
You know, that
Those
would
ones that can go
actually be.
upstairs and stuff. Heck yeah.
I was not trying to be insensitive. There. Like, what else do you
don't,
call
you
it?
don't, you don't have to try.
Paraplegic?
I'm pretty sure you can.
A person
ride
without
one of
I
those-
legs.
think you can ride one of those
I'm pretty
without
sure you can
not
ride one of
with
those
having
with
legs
your
as well,
legs,
though.
though.
I don't think you
That's
have to
true,
not
too.
have legs to be able to do that.
But then it wouldn't be as
He's like, now
authentic.
that I think about it, damn it.
He's like, that's a stupid good point.
You don't see like full-size people in those.
What? Now we're talking about little people?
No, I mean like people with like half-functioning legs. You know, like they got no legs. The people in those off-road.
Half
Lieutenant
no
Dan.
legs.
Yes.
Got no
Half
legs.
no legs. Mine was from kids.
Wasn't it Will Smith?
I don't think so.
Wasn't he in that movie?
I don't think he's in kids.
What?
I don't
Really?
think Will Smith
Yeah.
was in kids.
What the hell was he in?
New
Wasn't
Jack
he in-
City.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Bruce Willis and that blonde chick, they tore it
God.
up.
All day.
So
Fuck
just,
all of you.
so just to recap, Brian hates people with no legs and idiots.
That's great.
Not that he doesn't. Not that he hates him. He has a great costume for
Yes.
them.
Right?
Great costume for full-size people.
So yeah, definitely come find us at Comic-Con. We'll be wearing our shirts, and for the most part, we'll kind of be in the same area together. Usually the same floor at least.
If you're there within the first 10 minutes that we arrive, at least.
Yeah.
You'll see
Then,
the group.
then it's fair game.
Yeah. And we'll have shirts on.
Well, I just figure we're just trying to cover as much space as possible, hit as many people. I mean, so if you see any of us, just come up and say, hey.
Definitely.
And we'll try to find somebody with a camera so
Yeah.
we can take pictures.
Like
You know,
a-
where
like
are
a-
you at? I'm under the 600 side.
Like a
And-
rampant
and-
virus.
This was a topic on the Blue Ribbon Army's page. If you're there, and especially female or whatever, and feeling uncomfortable, overwhelmed or whatever, find one of us and we'll help you get to a spot where you feel safe or whatever. I mean, just strength in numbers or
Yeah.
whatever.
Remember,
But-
cosplay is not consent.
Exactly.
Be
Is there people
respectful.
actually fucking
Yep.
It's enough that they have to
assaulting
stress
people
Enough that they
cosplays?
have to. They have
Jesus
to
Christ.
specifically
It's pretty
talk
bad.
about it. It's gotten pretty bad in the past.
It's got giant signs, like as big as the shit hanging on our wall over there at every door. That
Tells
says
you
exactly
cosplay is
that.
not consent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad that that has to be said.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Holy
People are
fuck.
assholes, man.
Fuck. It's fucking a shitty person ruins a good
I was about to
time
say,
for a
always
lot of
got to ruin a
people.
good thing, don't they?
Fuck.
There's always the one out there that's got to ruin a good thing.
Stay the fuck home and go jerk off to porn or something. Anime, whatever the fuck. God dang.
Speaking about Facebook groups, I
We
compel
were talking
you.
about porn actually. But,
Yeah, you guys were. We were talking about Facebook
You
groups.
guys, just him.
He's got a mouse in his pocket.
He hates little people, loves
We-
porn.
Yeah. Man, imagine the porn he watches.
I don't want to. Moving on.
But I would like to extend a welcome invite to come join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/aimless adventure. We have,
No S.
right, no S. It's not adventures, just one big long adventure. We
not
have,
not aimless adventure, no S.
right, that would
It's
be too
just
long.
aimless adventure without the S.
Yes, no S.
But if hindsight, that would have been pretty kind of cool.
That would have been kind of cool, no
Aimless
S.
Adventure, no S.
It looks French.
Yeah.
It must be some grand prize.
They'd be like, "What's NOS?
Fragile.
What's NOS stand for?"
We have
Is this some race thing?
Think that means fragile.
something we've been working on for a couple months now. We started out with a wrestling tournament, kind of a fantasy tournament. Started out with the brackets, and I set up really popular wrestlers from the 60s on up. And every day put up a poll, which wrestler would win. Everybody votes on it, winner moves on. The Rock ended up winning that tournament as the Aimlomaniacs world champion at Aimlomania 1. And then for the Intercontinental title, there was a 10-man battle royal of the top 10 vote getters that didn't make it to the championship match. and the Ultimate Warrior was our
Oh,
Intercontinental Champion. But right now, we're in the midst of a Heroes and Villains
A
tournament.
very heated Heroes and Villains tournament.
And it popped off the first day.
Yeah,
The competition's not really that heated. It's the arguing.
It's the
that's
arguments and the
pretty
comments that are
heated.
heated.
Yeah.
The competition isn't too heated. There's been a couple really close ones for the most part. Some of them are usually runaways, but the arguments and the comments have gotten a little heated.
Yeah, we try and keep it away from being just a popularity contest. Like, try and actually think about, okay, this person that doesn't really exist is using these powers that don't really exist against this person that doesn't really exist that has these powers that don't really exist. Which one is stronger or better?
Right.
And
Which causes so many amazing arguments.
yeah, because there's so many, especially with comic books, there's so many
Is that
different.
my doorbell?
I don't know.
It sounded like that.
Somebody's bound to answer it.
There's so many different universes and storylines and writers and everything that.
And versions. I mean,
Yeah.
you take one character, like even Superman, and you have, 10, 15 different iterations of what he's able to do, what powers he has, how
what
strong
can take
he
him
has.
out.
Yeah, things like that. I mean, you go from points where he's pretty much unstoppable and vulnerable to everything to other ones where he, has a lot more weaknesses. So
Just like, I think graphic novel Ninja Turtles would have handed the Punisher his ass.
I
Right.
agree with that one. But everyone's like, those turtles from
They're so cute and
the
they're funny.
cartoons? No.
Because everybody that comments on our stuff is an old
Valley
lady,
Girl?
apparently.
Yeah.
That's how they all sound.
That's how they sound.
That's how they sound in my head to me. I'm like, all you old ass ladies. God dang it. And I try. I don't always get it, but I try to do a power breakdown each day.
Which
Yeah.
I
Once
love.
Once I see.
Kel, I can't vote until Kel gives us the
I'm-
what this guy can do because I don't have a fucking clue who he is
After
versus
this-
what this guy can do.
After this is done, we're going to take all the snippets of power listings and Kale's version of how the fight happened, and we're going to compile them into just a visual of a tournament that might have
Right.
happened between these people and stuff, because it's so well written and awesome. But,
Kel writes a fucking book.
right.
I would if I had the patience. I've always wanted to write. If I just had the
Definitely.
patience to sit down and do it, I would definitely
Yeah.
wite. But I just
Well,
don't
if you
have
just compile your comments
all my
from
comments
that shit,
and I'll have
See,
you got
it.
the
there's
first
like,
few
it's
chapters.
like Kel writes a fucking list like this long of what, and here I was like, I'm voting for her because she's got big tits.
I'm like, you're stupid. That guy's better.
And you wonder why I get heated. No. But no, yeah, I just try to give, because like Brian said, some of these heroes, a lot of people, if they haven't been in the mainstream media lately, with the Avengers or the, Justice League or whatever else, they don't know who these people are.
I got a clue, yeah.
Have no clue whatsoever. So, I try to do a best power breakdown. And I kind of go with because there's so many versions, like, what was their best, well-known, strongest version of this character, and that's
Right.
where the power breakdown I'll get.
Just like the Stormtroopers had to be the 501st out of,
Yeah, exactly, yeah. For when we had Stormtroopers versus the Predator.
again, I
Can
think
you name-
Stormtroopers should have won that.
You probably can, but can you name another division of stormtroopers other than the 501st?
There's the
I can't.
there's the Death Troopers. There's the I can't remember the brown suits that I think might have only been on that one planet, but they were their own division
The beach troopers?
in Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I
But
mean,
that's not actually
they-
like the 501st.
Yeah,
that's
there-
not their
there's-
number.
I
That's
mean,
just,
just
that's
like
their
any
specific
other-
job at that time.
Yeah, just like any other military, and our real military, there are tons of different divisions. The 501st,
Right.
the 606.
I would assume there's at least
500, yeah.
500 other ones.
Yeah,
Not
so
necessarily.
there's tons of different divisions and stuff, just like any other military rankings.
it's like
or
Formula
whatnot.
409. The
But
other
then,
divisions got killed. They're done. They're
Yeah.
not existent.
And then what John's talking about, there are the specialty troopers. Like you saw whenever they invaded the Hoth in Empire Strikes Back, there were the snow troopers. They were specifically
And sand
any
troopers.
trooper could survive in a snow environment because that's how their uniforms
Well,
are
you
made.
got-
But these guys were specifically made to fight in a snow environment, not just survive there in case they got dumped in that situation.
You also got the Super Troopers.
yes.
Yep.
You got
That's
the,
Hey,
the cop movie.
you
That
got
was
the
really good.
you got the
Calm
Goof
down, Meow.
Troopers.
Calm down, Meow. We're not going there, Meow.
Not right
Yeah.
now.
Right now.
And the sequel's coming out pretty soon.
Nice.
I know. I was excited when I saw Super Troopers
And-
2 finally got.
It's probably going to be the dumbest movie ever. I
Probably.
can't
Dumbest
wait.
ever, but you know how
Awesome.
much money it's gonna make because
Yeah.
everybody wants to see this movie.
It'll probably be like the first one. It made like $12 in the theater and $6 billion outside.
This
Oh,
will probably
yeah.
be the opposite though. Everybody, because there's been so much hype for so
Yeah.
long. and it became such a cult hit.
Yeah.
That as bad as it's probably going to be, everyone's going to see it in the theaters.
I will. I'll probably be disappointed, but I will.
Probably.
And considering they didn't have to spend any of their own money because they funded it all through Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So whatever they make, they're just, I mean, how
Oh,
genius
shit.
is that? You're going to fund a movie through Kickstarter so everyone else pays for your movie, and then you get
That's
the
why it
profits
took so
from
long. They were waiting
How
for us to
genius
pay
is that?
for it.
How genius is that?
So, it's probably it's definitely not the first movie funded by Kickstarter.
Oh, no,
but
there's
it'll
a
probably
few
be
that
the
have
biggest
been-
one.
It
funded
could
by
definitely be one of the
Kickstarter.
biggest.
How does that work?
returns.
Is that just free money, or do they got to? Is that
Free
investments that they got to pay back?
Depends on how you set it
Yeah.
up. Like
It's technically free money, but most set it up in tiers. So you give...
Like crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't want to give money.
I need
Like,
money.
say you donate $100 to them. They might send you a sticker. You donate $500 to them, you go to the next level, you get a sticker and a patch. You donate $1,000, you get a sticker, a patch, and blah blah blah. And like if you donate like $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever, you can be an extra in the movie or something.
Right. Some of them, like some of the inventions that are funded by the GoFundMe type stuff, you can get a percentage. Like they'll give you stock in the company.
Yeah, so
basically,
if that
but
ends up taking off and blowing up,
you could actually
you
make
could
some
have
money
make
on
some
it.
money down the road. Like, I mean,
Off
could
the
you
back end.
imagine like if Apple Computers came back to you in the day and said, "Hey, we need a couple bucks to get these computer things going. We'll give you a little percentage here
We'll
of
give,
our
we'll give
company
you
down the road."
0.5% of everything
Yeah.
you sell.
I'll pass.
And then you pass on that, and then next thing you know, 5 years later,
I'm
you
slitting my wrist.
yeah, 5 years later, that was $1 billion you
Yeah.
passed on.
But yeah, that's not going to be the last tournament that we do. We're already working on a couple others to keep it seamless and going as long as the Aimlomaniacs want it to.
This one's still going
I
to
just-
take a little
Will
while.
it be as
Yeah.
argumentative as this one?
I would just like to
Possibly.
point out, though, when you say we, you mean you. 'Cause
Yeah.
we are absolutely zero help.
Pretty
Right.
much, yeah. It's
Except for
mostly me.
starting some
We're
arguments.
voters, yeah.
Yeah, who started this one with the bracket and everything, and I just kind of ran with it, and then Kale's adding things every day.
I'm gonna have to start getting those from you the night before, because when I'm sitting there at night,
Okay.
I could type those up a lot better than like in the morning. I read it, and then when I'm doing stuff, I'm like, okay, I got to add this in, and then like a few minutes later, I'm like, okay, I have time. Let me type in a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, if I get those the night before, I'll have them. So as soon as it pops out in the morning, I can throw the powers up.
What's up, Sean?
Sean Faust is watching.
Yeah.
Oh,
A new one.
Okay, everybody that I know is a bit of an audiophile, loves music. And we've discussed this on a previous podcast. What's bigger than a one-hit wonder? Top 100 one-hit wonders of all time?
I think
Oh,
anybody
oh,
that
no,
has
that's-
had more than one is bigger than a one-hit
No,
wonder.
no, they're not. Not at all. But see, the arguments start
They're
already.
a one-hit wonder twice.
Two-hit
yeah.
wonder.
See if VH1 and Billboard and stuff did it right.
Dang.
see, what?
And know
the
who
aimless-
Bon Jovi can't win everything.
Yeah, he's not a one-hit wonder. He had two.
That's great.
Poor who.
Yeah.
So
I just love the on this go around on this deal like I got caught up
people
in
are
it too.
taking that shit serious.
Like
Yeah.
when it first started, the first couple rounds, like I would sit back and was laughing at like the people arguing like it was serious, and I'm just like, fuck whatever, I'm voting for this guy, whatever, you know. And then
You got caught up.
yesterday, I got sucked into an argument over whether or not Freddy Krueger has special powers, and I'm like, literally, I'm at work in my semi coming back from Phoenix, and I'm getting fucking mad.
Which is kind of
my
a spoiler
fucking-
alert. Freddy Krueger hasn't made an official appearance in the tournament yet.
This was an argument that went
Yeah.
down in our group where we talked
Yeah,
about
right.
things
But
ahead
he
of
may or
time.
may not be in the
Yeah,
tournament.
just our group.
yeah,
So I'm
he
like,
actually wasn't even involved in this
So, I'm
day's
like-
bracket.
literally getting mad, like angry, and I'm like getting mad at the person that's arguing with me, like I want to fuck this guy up right now because he can't see it my way. And then all of a sudden, like a light switch goes off in my head. I'm like, okay, this is a fake tournament about fake people with fake powers.
In a magical arena that can grow to any size necessary.
And I'm like,
Which also
What?
does not exist.
Right.
so why
Right.
have rules now? Because my argument was whether or not these people could fight in the dream world or in reality, and I'm like,
No, because it's his power, not theirs.
and that's just the beauty of it. Like it sucks you in, like
Yeah.
you know.
Before you know it, you're like, what am I
Now-
arguing here?
Now, if say Black Canary, but she's out and on the wrong side of the bracket, fights Freddy Krueger, and in the middle of the fight, she gets knocked out. she's technically asleep.
Uh,
She can now gain Freddy's powers if she knows how to access them.
right.
So the argument is, who the hell keeps
door?
ringing my doorbell?
No.
The biggest argument over that is if Freddy is battling another mythical power, does that other mythical power have to be asleep for him to have any
Yeah,
control?
that's what started
Not in
all.
the
Like
arena.
when Freddy steps into the arena.
He is
Basically,
Freddy Krueger.
Hoover asked,
He's not
Does-
burnt Robert Englund.
does
He's
each
Freddy Krueger.
does each person in the tournament have all of their powers all of the time?
Yes.
Not
And my
just under
and my
conditions.
knee jerk reaction was, "Fuck yeah! If you're gonna be in a fight, you're gonna use every option that you have."
Like
and then
Aquaman
sneaks it in on me. He's like, "Well, since you said that, I'm fucking throwing a fucking alternate reality here," and I'm like, "Well, that's not fair."
Yeah, Aquaman should have brought in a huge tank full of sharks and stuff. 'Cause that would have been a little
Yeah.
bit more beneficial.
Aquaman, and then that's the one thing about, because we are doing an arena setting. It's like you're like in a giant
Just think
Roman
Gladiator,
Coliseum,
yeah.
like Gladiator. So you don't have your natural habitats. Because someone was saying, well, for the Aquaman fight to be fair, you guys should have had it in the ocean.
Nope,
Well, how's that?
that wouldn't be fair.
That wouldn't be fair to the other person. Now they're in the ocean.
Me?
Oh, me? Okay.
Oh,
Okay, that was a whole mess.
Yeah, definitely. Kale will be right back after these messages. We don't have any sponsors, so let's just continue.
yet.
Yet.
And after this quality, why wouldn't they?
Exactly. God damn, we're good.
I don't even know what we're talking about now.
Freddy Krueger.
Oh yeah.
I just
Good
I
guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
I just couldn't get over the fact that like he has no special powers.
But
like-
he has every special power.
Yeah, but like when he's his power is utilizing his tools that are available to him in the dream world.
And he
but
can really stretch his arms out like a mile. He's like Stretch Armstrong.
yeah. But then that's my point is like if he's at that point where he can use his powers, so is the other guy. Plus the other guy has his actual powers.
In his dream, he might not. Have you tried throwing a punch in your dream? It usually doesn't work out too well. And does Freddy Krueger have one glove or two?
One.
I've seen it with two too.
What?
Two?
A tutu?
Yeah, Freddy and a
Two
tutu
also?
was
That
hot.
would not be scary.
Nah. Like, I swear
Well,
there's
maybe
one
it would
part
be,
where
actually.
he's dragging him across handrails on both sides. What about you, Cal? You've seen Freddy Krueger with two gloves, haven't you?
Yeah, he's had two gloves before. Not.
Was it just in one movie? Or?
I think it was just. It was
He had two
only in a
gloves
part.
one movie.
Oh, man.
It was only like in a part of one of the the
Okay.
dream sequences he had.
Sequences.
He was like. But
Maybe he didn't really, and that was just an actual dream.
it was an actual. It might have been. Me and John share dreams all the time.
Yeah,
Like
we've got that dream link.
Saturday the 14th.
Yes. Yes, quite like. It'd be more like Dreamscape.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. And again, I think
You-
you
it's
and I
one
are the
of
only
the-
people that have seen it.
It's one of those ones that like it's so hard to watch because it's like some of the stuff in it's so badly dated and things. But
And it's got that
It's still
squirrely
good.
guy from Commando?
Commando.
Yeah.
Arnold
But it's-
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, he's the little squirrely guy.
I don't think I've ever seen it, honestly.
That Arnold
Still
Schwarzenegger would
such-
kill last, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
we're at the podcast.
Still such a great movie though.
We're so professional.
We have to leave for the
You
doorbell.
wanna say
ring.
hi?
We have to answer the doorbell. We have to answer the
Wanna
phone.
say
I'm
hi?
gonna go cook me an egg sandwich.
Say hi, baby. You're on.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Thank you for stealing your husband.
No problem.
Hey, you've actually been
You're
on here
doing her
more
a
than
huge
Terry.
favor right now.
Exactly.
What?
I said, she's actually been on here more than Terry now.
All right, babe. I'll call you when we get done.
All right,
Okay, bye.
That's hilarious.
Enough with the interruptions.
Yeah.
That was just one
Yeah.
thing after another today.
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds a
something.
little crazy.
Man.
Some jackass parked his neighbor.
I parked
his
my
truck
neighbor in front of a truck
neighbor's
once.
driveway.
Or my neighbor last night.
It didn't end well for the neighbor.
And the first time the doorbell rang was them two. Caden just didn't tell us.
Oh.
Oh,
So they've
okay.
been sitting out there this whole time waiting for somebody.
Wow.
What
Well,
did it?
the recording sign is on the door. Thank you, Caden, for paying attention and
No.
obeying the rules.
She knocked on the door. Apparently, we just all ignored
Really?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
It
What was
was
it? Your
probably
It was
one of
like
those-
that, the lightest.
Kale
knock-
blocked the driveway. They're trying to pull a trailer out
I
of
didn't
the
block.
backyard
I didn't
next
block
door.
shit, dude.
No,
I
it's
did
not.
not block shit. Literally, It's all rocks and dirt, and apparently they have a trailer in their backyard. They're trying
it's
to
like
pull
this.
out into the front. There's no fucking driveway that I blocked.
No, not at all. It might
You
have
can't
been
even
over-
tell anybody's even driven through this area they wanted to
It might have
drive
been
through.
over like this much, and they could have just pulled out. That's okay.
Wow. Anyway, we digress. As
We
a group,
digress.
we're regressive.
Is that the opposite of aggressive?
I believe so. I believe
Ingressive.
so.
Ultra aggressive?
Aggressive?
Ingress is
No, I
a
think
type
that would be
of bird,
more
isn't
than regular aggressive.
Semi-aggressive.
it? No, that's
that when you're road
that's
raging a big
You're
truck?
aggressive twice a year.
Okay.
Or a month, or week.
Day.
I'm just aggressive.
How
Yes,
often do
he's
you get
quite
aggressive
aggressive.
in a big truck?
Probably every time he's in one.
Apparently the other day, when Hoove got him going, he was very aggressive in the
I was
truck.
very aggressive. Very.
I could feel Brian's anger coming through the text like, no!
I thought he was going to go high school on us. Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
I did, man. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Here I am, I fold laundry, and I come back to my phone, and there's like 30 messages on there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
fuck it, I don't even care.
That is a very common response from Helen. She gets into doing something, we're talking. She's like, 72? Throws her phone.
Fuck.
Like,
I'm like, I don't even know where it ended, where it began.
There are
I don't
times when
care.
I'm like-
just read the last two and jump in like you've read everything.
Oh my
There are
It's
times
fun.
when I'm like working or something, I got both hands going like I'm on a loader or something, and my phone is just bling, 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 and I'm like, fucking guys, man!
The other day, me and Danny were having just a two-person conversation. I expected one of y'all that grew up in the chat room era to say, take it to private.
There are times at work when I'm at work, I'll just turn the group
I
off.
was like, yeah, it just comes. That's where you have the
Yeah.
silent button.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice that you can silence it for like an hour and not forever, so that you don't forget to turn it back
Yeah.
on. But yeah, there's been times where I've like trying to fall asleep or something. Which probably happens to you quite a bit. Cause
And what is up with you guys? Like, super busy with all these dings at nighttime.
Yeah, Helen and I are going to start texting each other at 4 a.m. on our
And
podcast
I'm
discussion.
going to start
Just to
doing
turn
this
the
to
tables.
everybody.
Hey,
mine's
man,
silent, so I don't care. But yeah, it's
When are we dinging? How late are we dinging?
10, 11 o'clock. But
Yeah.
they go to sleep at like 8:30 or something.
You old
It's usually
fuckers.
9-ish.
9:30.
I know. I try not to send anything. So it has to be Hoove dinging first or something.
Usually.
Probably.
Usually.
But almost anything he sends at 10 o'clock at night starts an argument.
Yeah.
You heard the new Bon Jovi?
And a lot of times it drags me in, so I have to go outside.
He's
Hey,
barely
yeah.
keep
John.
her up.
he's barely awake and looks at his phone. Fuck these
that!
guys.
Fuck!
Bullshit.
God, that's
Bullshit.
fucking no.
So what's worse, when that happens, or when we get in a big old argument and it totally stops and calms down, and then 12 hours later you're like, "Fuck this, guys,"
Right.
and start
Right,
the
'cause-
argument back up.
Right?
I'm not sure which is worse, honestly, but
Yeah, I don't silence mine because I want to be annoyed. Like, oh damn it, I want to get in that conversation. What are they saying? Yeah, you need an alternator. Yeah, here you go.
There's been several
but
times my
I
wife's
said-
like, who in the
I said
fuck
gas
is
is
texting
leaking.
you?
Oh, same thing.
Yeah.
I got-
Bing, bing,
same
bing,
thing at night. I'll be
bing.
sitting there next to her and
It's
just be,
the podcast, guys, babe. I
And she's
swear.
like-
I swear.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, sure is the podcast, guys.
Like, look, they're talking about fucking wrestling matches.
It's easy for me to get away with that because she
Because it
gets the
dings
same
her
alerts.
at the same time, yeah.
Well, not me, because mine's on silent.
That's true.
All I hear is phone.
But she
I'm
can
like,
actually see, though.
seriously, we're trying to sleep.
Ah.
but that also means you can't use it for an excuse.
This is true.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
Yeah, right. It better be the fucking podcast. Somebody text me right now. Somebody.
I figured out some way to connect alerts to. I don't know. I lost it.
And where were we at with all that? Freddy Krueger?
Freddy Krueger,
Freddy Krueger,
yes.
yeah. He's a jackass.
He's a jackass, kind of a bad guy, and not yet in the tournament.
Has no powers. That's
Except for
what
in the
I
arena.
want you to take from this. He has no powers.
Except for in the
In
arena.
the arena, he has powers.
Other than murder. And
Well, like I said, well, here's what's going to happen. So-and-so, say Black Canary, walks in the arena. There's nobody there. So, like, a few hours later, she's like, fuck this, I'm going to take a nap. Boom. Freddy Krueger, game over.
She's gone.
She's done.
'Cause-
That's how it works.
And yes,
I just
you-
solved all your guys' issues. Your whole fight is done right now.
And yes, you can argue the victim in the dream, can have whatever powers they want to, but only if they know it.
They have to know that. Yeah, because remember the Dream Warriors, they
took
prepared
them a while,
themselves. First, it took them a while to figure out what was going on. Then they had to prepare themselves for that. It wasn't just, Joe Smo in a dream with Freddy Krueger's like, you know what, I'm going to do this shit.
Dream Warriors.
Otherwise, the
Best
first
Freddy
two
movie.
movies never would have happened because they
But-
would have finished them in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Terry's argument is that Freddy Krueger's going to have his dreaming powers while
Yes.
the other
Awake.
people are awake.
Yes, because that is his powers.
And the arena
He can access.
gives
He can
everybody
access his
their
dream powers in the arena.
He's like comparing him to Professor X, and I'm like, for fuck's sakes, he has no powers!
And
When he's
Professor
awake!
And Professor X has powers?
Well, he's got one of them cool chairs. He could beat Johnny Five.
And that's how you go full circle. That was a complete setup. We planned that for days.
And that's how
I
you
just
roll
love the
it.
fact that he says he's got no powers, but he's got a cool chair.
And I
So
had
basically you're saying
I had a
crippled people
cosplay
are
costume
powerful.
He's
for
got
him.
fucked up legs.
He's trying to make up. No, he just lost it.
No.
You were almost there, and then you dropped back down.
Oh, that's great.
But I'm saying it's in the realm of Professor X has real powers in like you said, these are all fake people
Yes.
with fake powers. But you
That's-
want
in the
rules.
real
You want
world-
rules.
Yes, I'm like, why do we want rules right now? These are fake people with fake powers in a fake tournament,
And I still say.
and I'm like getting mad over like one little piece of a rule.
And I still say 4 random G.I. Joes is acceptable. I don't have to explain which ones.
Oh yeah,
just
they
four of
want
them.
they want to know.
They want
like,
names.
I
they
love
want details.
what year.
John's like, I don't even know 4 G.I. Joes.
Man,
I know like two,
Snake
Snake
Eyes.
Eyes.
Bazooka, Snake Eyes, and the two other dudes.
Exactly.
I like that the very first
Duke
day.
that didn't really like. He was just
Yeah.
a guy.
The very first day, there's like the argument is, well, what about when we get to this guy, and where are we going to be fighting then? And what about this? Man, we ain't even to that shit
Right.
yet. You're like pre-arguing.
That
You
happens
have
a
to
lot.
make
They're
the
setting
arena.
up the argument.
Freddy Krueger's
Just
a
to
prime
settle
example.
arguments, you had to make the arena
yeah.
thing. Why?
Yeah, everybody's question is, where's it happening?
Oh yeah,
Who's
they're-
got this?
Yeah,
who's
they
got
wanted
that?
the whole. That's the thing. They
Like,
wanted
is
the
it
whole
in the
breakdown.
sewers?
They're like, okay,
Is it in the sewers, or is it
are
in
the
the
Ninja
back lot
Turtles
of a?
battling in the sewers?
New York.
Yeah.
Or are we in a spaceship in in the Death Star while Darth Vader's fighting so and so?
Yeah.
I think the arena
Turtles
is the
was the
only
ones-
level playing field for everybody in the tournament. for
And
the
yeah,
most
it's
part,
gonna
anyway.
screw some people. Like Aquaman, kind of got his ass handed to him because
But if you throw us in New York, that's going to screw anybody that's not the Punisher or the Turtles or anybody that prays
that
in the
fights
city.
in that's points go to
Takes
Spider-Man,
cover.
Turtles,
Well,
Yeah.
and
Daredevil because they're
with
urban
that
fighters.
argument that putting somebody in the arena puts them at a disadvantage, like Aquaman. Putting these people in the arena while they're awake puts
Not
fucking
a
Freddy
disadvantage.
Krueger at a fucking
No, it
disadvantage.
puts them at a disadvantage because if they were dreaming, they would have powers. Boom!
See,
Freddy
okay,
Krueger has no powers.
I got a whole new argument for you. All right, so say they are dreaming and fighting Freddy Krueger. Do they have access to their normal powers because they're dreaming?
Well, yeah.
Why? They're dreaming. Why would their powers be there?
Their powers are something physically manifested in their person.
When the chick in Nightmare on Elm Street went to sleep, she still had her like house and clothes and shit.
But she didn't know algebra.
But she didn't when she was awake either.
Touche. Touche.
How the fuck do you know she didn't know algebra?
They asked her. It
What?
was a
You
deleted
missed the
scene.
math test?
He fell asleep.
Oh.
Been a long time since I've seen the movies.
So yes, that scene totally happened.
Yeah. Just don't watch it
'Kay.
to check.
I think we should move on.
But to what?
New Jack City.
Or Trespass.
Freddy Krueger.
That was a good movie too. Brian's never seen it.
Freddy Krueger was trespassing.
Saw it on
people's dreams.
Laserdisc. Ah.
Where are we going next?
Oh, you're gonna unveil our next.
Oh yes,
Fucking
what
deal, the
next
big
tournament
reveal.
ever- He did reveal it.
Like
already.
No,
half an
what's
hour
the?
ago.
Oh, music, right?
One Hit
Okay.
Wonders.
Yes, one hit wonders.
So yeah, so
They
much
were
for
both
killing
getting-
that.
They were both getting really excited for it. You should have just
Yeah, we
revealed
were
it.
just
Yeah.
re-revealed
It
it.
was One Hit
I
Wonders,
was like,
guys.
what was it again? Oh yeah, it was okay.
But
It's just music that is a soundtrack
I was-
of our lives.
I was
quite
sleeping
literally.
and fighting Freddy Krueger in my head.
we're
Right
we're
now.
over a month before that starts,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Oh,
So
it's
we,
gonna take a while. To
Well,
get
the
through
first
it.
round is almost over, and we
Go
do
a
two
little
a day.
faster after that. Yeah.
It's going as fast as the wrestling tournament did because it's 2 a day.
So how much longer?
Probably about another
See,
month.
there's algebra test.
Math.
Probably about another month.
What, you
Yeah.
playing a fucking piano in your
Is that math gonna work
Trumpet.
as well as the algorithm for the horror thing?
You shut up.
Horror thing.
Oh, you know what? I have a little thing I want to say.
Yes, you
I
do
have
have
to
a little thing.
apologize.
See, the horror algorithm is
Wait! He's about to play.
I
He's
have to
pointing that at me.
apologize to Brian because he had this whole conspiracy theory, the "fuck you, Brian" algorithm for the horror top 10 horror movie list, and I thought he was just full of shit.
Not just that. Just anytime the algorithm is used.
It's the "fuck you," and you know
I thought he
apparently
said horror algorithm. I thought he was talking about my budget when I'm in Vegas.
Okay, if I average
five horrors per night. No, but apparently this is true because our
we
list
both
ended
go
up
5
being
per
complete
night?
bullshit, and I want to apologize for that, even though I didn't do the
Yeah.
math.
It's Coolidge math over
We
here.
don't know how
I've never
Exorcist
done
got on
math.
the list.
Seriously, I don't. It's some kind of paranormal activity. I swear. I don't know how, because
Because what was it, The Exorcist?
one number 10 ranking is what got The Exorcist supposedly on our top 10. I don't know how.
In
it got
sixth
that.
I'm
place.
on top 10.
Sixth
It wasn't
place.
Like, it was like in sixth place.
And my number one didn't even make the list.
And it completely changed. I don't remember the exact.
What's the algorithm called?
numbering.
What's the algorithm
The fuck
called?
Brian algorithm.
Yep. So I
But
just
it-
want to apologize to Brian.
it changed
truthful. It was.
It looked completely different.
yeah.
I think Texas
And
Chainsaw
our
Massacre ended
list
up
was
6th or 7th.
way different from the bottom on down, like mid down to bottom.
But the original one stands. If you want it that way, that's fine too.
So you redid it?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I redid it.
He did
and told
redo
you
it and
guys.
sent it to all of us,
Just
so
for
we
us.
know what it was.
I don't think that was a public.
But
Yeah.
for the public,
No,
the
I'm not
fucking
gonna
Brian
admit we're
list will
wrong.
keep going.
It's bad enough when they point it out.
Right.
From
But
the
I just
bottom
wanted to
down,
apologize
as
to
I've
Brian
said.
for thinking he was full of shit.
Thank you.
It's my
Kale.
favorite part of the horrors in Vegas.
So next time, just keep in mind, whatever you pick is irrelevant. But
I'm-
send me a list anyway.
Okay.
He almost didn't this time. He might as well just not bother.
He's like,
Which
whatever
is-
Helen sends, put
All
my
that
name on it.
fucking effort I put into this list here.
We'll pick your list for you.
But
Shit.
the funniest part about that was, though, is he legitimately went into the show saying that I'm gonna get fucked because that's how it works.
And then
And
it
he
worked.
did.
Like
Did.
that's why I was just like I thought it was amazing.
That's great.
As it's unfolding, I'm like, I can't believe it's fucking happening again. Again, this is happening.
We're gonna have to do it again just
Oh,
to
shit.
just to see how it plays out for Brian.
We have to do another
Let's just do a random
That's
list.
gonna be difficult because I'm sure I'll pick different movies. Cause
I meant a list of
No, just like we'll pick
another
anything.
list.
Okay.
We'll just do some
Oh, it'll happen.
just a random list of some topic and see how fucked
it'll
he
happen.
gets.
I love lists. And
If it was like
tournaments
favorite colors and shit, he'd still get screwed in.
and- yeah. How is blue not on the list?
Pick your top 10 numbers between 1 and 10.
13 is number
How did
3.
1 not make the list?
Well,
We
I
got
didn't pick it.
at number 6 we have number 15. What?
That's literally how it happened.
I hope there's
At number 4
somebody,
we have The Exorcist.
I hope there's somebody out there that gets as much enjoyment out of this
Oh,
as we do.
I'm telling you.
fuck. God. Good times.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Where? Yeah, we.
Fucking Ryan.
You
Apparently.
did.
Ryan. With the B.
Ryan.
We always call Ryan at work Brian, so it's confusing.
Not
A little
really.
bit.
Yeah, because he's Ryan with the B, and he's Brian with the B. In my mind, it works out somehow.
That just explained so much right there. In my mind, it works out somehow. Just explained everything.
I'm gonna use that from now on.
You need to, because that explained everything.
I don't give a fuck about you. It made sense, all right?
In my mind.
I'm gonna write a song. So that would be a good hook. I'm not gonna sing it because I don't sing
Number
very well.
6 on the top 10 100 one-hit wonders.
I'm the
In
top
my
10
mind.
100 one-hit
That sounds right for our podcast, though, right?
Yeah.
The top 10 100 hit wonders.
And Brian's number 1 won't be on it.
That's great. Even if we all pick it.
Right. It won't be there.
It could be all of our number ones and he's still getting fucked.
I think I'm gonna number my next list backwards
Ooh.
just to see how that works out.
Try and mess it up.
Like,
But you threw that out. The universe knows it now. Now you're gonna have to randomize it.
yeah, well.
His number.
He's like, really? Number 6 was my number 1. Fuck.
Oh, fuck y'all!
Winner!
Winning.
Achy breaky heart.
No.
Did you hear he doesn't want to be called Billy Ray Cyrus anymore? He just wants to be called Cyrus.
Just
What,
Cyrus?
does he think he's
Huh?
Prince?
Does he want to be
Yeah.
called stupid?
Apparently.
Because that's how you end up getting called stupid.
Yo, Cyrus!
He had a one-hit wonder and a kid.
Yeah.
That's about his claim to fame.
And he's a fucking, like,
He had more than one kid.
But he
Oh,
had
did he?
one.
It's just
Yes.
one of them
One
made the main
famous.
stage.
he's probably worth $100
He was
million
able to.
too.
He was able to pimp out that one kid to get himself back in the limelight.
Gotcha.
The other
That's how
one's
he ended
getting
up on TV again.
Yep.
The other
and now
one's
his
kind of
youngest
getting
daughter
there.
is
Yeah.
making the scene.
I don't remember what her name is or anything, but
Well, he's like the oldest one doesn't listen to me anymore, so I got to start over.
Well, yeah, it's true.
she doesn't listen to me either. I've invited her.
I
over
don't
a
even think she
bunch.
listens to herself.
What a bitch.
She definitely doesn't listen to like rules for being on TV live and everything.
Hopefully she can't read minds or she's going to think I'm disgusting in the shower.
You
You're
got a
disgusting
thing for
anyway.
Miley Cyrus?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That bitch is hot.
What?
Look at
It's the chlamydia. That's what's got it. The burning.
Yeah,
That's
it's
that
a
burning sensation,
yeah.
Daddy.
My heart burns
Credibility.
for you, and so does my crotch. No, that's Lindsay Lohan. Fire crotch.
Goodness, really? Miley Cyrus.
Absolutely.
Oh,
See, the look of just utter
I'm fine.
craziness on his face.
I'm okay with that. I understand that. Until she talks. She'll, hey, I'm Miley Cyrus. It just kind of kills it for me.
right?
I don't need her to talk.
Oh man.
I promise when I'm in the shower, I'm not thinking of her speeches at at a retirement, at graduation or nothing. You know
I'm
what
kind
I
of
mean?
hoping she retires, no offense. Because she might be a guest, who knows?
So anyway,
We're back. We might have
So-
just used all our material before we turned the camera on.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about it.
and you're not even
Save
gonna
it
know
for
we're
the camera.
back
You'll never
because
even-
you didn't know we left.
Exactly.
The
But
magic of the movies.
This is a movie?
It could be. Like a
It could
Lifetime.
be, easily, yes.
Lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yeah, low budget Lifetime.
Yeah.
Sally Struthers.
Just hope it's not
you
like
know,
Oxygen or something.
No.
at this point, we could probably afford Sally Struthers.
Right?
She works probably for like $26 and
And a bucket of
a
chicken.
good
Yeah. I was going to say
I've got
Big Mac.
$6.
But yeah.
So, we want to talk about crazy road trips. And I just had one that was fairly interesting, at least I think. Brian asked me to go to Ohio. Well, actually, he asked the world.
Yeah.
And I was
And
just,
you responded.
I was just the one that was dumb enough to answer up.
Uh,
So that was pretty cool because, so basically, I needed to go to Ohio and pick up a 30-foot long trailer that weighs about 12 pounds.
yeah.
And,
Wow,
No
with
shit.
that thing had to have been everywhere.
dude, at most,
Surprisingly, not,
Really
right?
not?
until the blizzard, it towed great.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess
We're
get
getting
to
ahead of
that.
ourselves.
We'll get to that. Let's go back to the beginning.
So,
Oh, wait, let's preface this. I bought on an auction a piece of equipment for my business. It's basically a conveyor, and it rides on a set of wheels. Farmers use it a lot in the Midwest and other places to store grain. We don't use it
Silos
much
and
here
stuff.
in Arizona, but
it's not really meant for highway travel.
yeah, no,
It's
got wheels on
It's
it.
got wheels, but they're
But
13
most of them
inch,
don't travel but like a mile their life.
Yeah.
They're 13-inch tall tires with no suspension.
Yeah.
So it's
Can you
not really
imagine
meant
the
to go.
RPMs?
And it was, I think it was 2,300 miles, 2,100 miles and some change each
Yeah.
way. So it was 4,400 miles total for this trip that I did in 7 days, which would have been 6 days if it wasn't for the blizzard.
Right.
So going out there was interesting, going out there with an empty truck, because those of you that pay attention to the news would see that most of the country other than Arizona got nailed with a ridiculous winter storm. Missouri ended up flooded, Oklahoma ended up flooded, Kansas ended up with a really late blizzard. And on the way out there to Ohio, I barely missed all of it. Like literally going across New Mexico, I got some rain. But that was it. Other than that, I was like in the eye of the storm the whole damn drive.
Like you were driving on wet pavement.
Literally, I was driving on wet roads the entire time, but never got a drop of rain on my windshield. I mean,
That's
I was
crazy.
chasing a storm the entire way there. And so the trip out was pretty uneventful. That was a good trip, but I was literally chasing this storm. And as luck would have it, my nephew calls me. He was in he was working in Pittsburgh, just outside of Pittsburgh. And when I was hours away from Pittsburgh, he called me and said that he got a job offer back home, wanted to come back home, and asked if I'd since I was coming there, I was actually planning on spending a night there with him anyway, so he was asking if he could come home with me, so I ended up with a passenger for the ride home.
And I was gracious enough as the employer at the time.
I was going to say, I don't know if Brian signed on for that.
To allow hitchhikers.
Right.
A passenger in the company vehicle.
Have you met him? You probably would have allowed it. No.
Yeah.
Teasing.
So the trip out, I mean, pretty much uneventful. Stopped at a couple of places, no big deal.
Which, I don't know if I just don't do well with realizing how much time has passed anymore like I used to. But it seemed like he stopped by Napa, changed the light bulb, and then checked Facebook the next day and he's in Indianapolis. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was scooting across the fucking country, I'll give him that.
But before I retired, I was used to driving 12 hours a day, so it just wasn't that big a deal. I mean, when I was driving across the parts where there wasn't shit to look at, I was putting in like 13, 14-hour days. The first day...
On the rev limiter fucking the whole time.
I didn't used to worry about tickets very much, but now I do. And so now that I'm responsible for my own actions, I really don't drive as fast as I used to. So I was literally had the cruise control set at like 5 or 6 over. I wasn't really willing to drive very fast. Yeah. Except for one point. At one point, when I was coming into Pittsburgh, my nephew called me and said there was this giant storm in Pittsburgh where he was, and I think I was like, give or take 2 hours away, and there was quarter-size hail hammering them, and I was in the middle of nowhere, and I really didn't want to ruin Brian's truck by getting stuck in a hailstorm. So I was trying to haul ass to get to a town where I could duck into something with cover. So that one I was moving a little bit quicker than the rest. But for the 90% of the trip, I was...
Brian's like, now you're telling me this?
No, he told me that. I told him that at the time. I was like, holy fuck, I don't know. There again, I think I had amazing luck because... I watched this storm in the distance. I mean, I could see the clouds, I could see the lightning,
the line,
and I'm like, this is gonna fuck me up.
Something wicked that way goes. I'll follow it.
Yeah. And
let me haul out. Let me go faster towards it.
And as we get to the point where we're coming into town, I literally, as I'm going left, I watch the storm going right, kind of thing. I mean, it was that close, and I missed the whole damn thing.
And he shed a single tear as he waved bye-bye.
Yeah. So I missed all of this, every bit of it. I mean, basically 3 days of driving. 14-ish hours a day, 2,300 miles, no problems, no storms. So I pick up my nephew in Pittsburgh. I drive, it's like an hour and a half to where the piece of equipment's at in Ohio, which is like in the middle of Amish country. It was cool as shit. I pick him up, bright, beautiful blue skies, no big deal. No storm, no weather, no breeze. It's just gorgeous. We do some running around up there to get the trailer ready to go because it's literally never been on the highway. It doesn't have lights. It doesn't have like spare tires and shit. So that was, we had to get all that shit ready to go for the 2,300 miles home. And then we fucked around in Amish country for a little bit, a couple hours that day, which was pretty cool. We went to like a German restaurant.
I should have had you give me some apple butter.
You know they shun fancy things like electricity?
Yeah. So it was. I was telling Brian this. We were pulling this, and I have to show you a picture of it. But it's 30 foot long,
which means we can say whatever they want. They won't listen.
Right. Exactly. This trailer's 30 foot long, hooks to the fucking hitch, and at one end it's 11 foot tall. But it literally weighs absolutely nothing. You can pick it up by yourself. And we're driving around, which should be a piece of fairly common equipment in this end of the world, but we're also driving it around in Ohio with an Arizona plated truck, and we pass these 3 guys that are standing on the side of the Amish guys, full garb, and they're hammering in fence posts. They're building a fence by hand, no vehicles around, no nothing. And they all, the guy's swinging the hammer, and he looks up and sees us, and he's like, and everybody stops to watch us go by. I mean, that's apparently how weird this thing is going down the road.
That was more of a, look at that idiot. He needs a machine to move grain. What a loser.
But it was really cool because I'd never, I've gotten to travel a lot, but I haven't spent any time in Amish country at all. And literally there's a Dollar General in town, and there was horse and buggies parked in the fucking driveway of it. So it was pretty cool.
Did they have the orange triangle?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Required by law.
Yep.
Yeah, and the butter thing, like we actually brought back some cheese that was butter cheese, and the reason it was called butter cheese is
sounds
because
amazing.
it had nothing to do with butter other than
Okay.
it was really good cheese that's a consistency of butter.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say like
Yeah.
spreadable, like cheese, like
Not quite spreadable. I mean, it really wasn't the consistency of butter at
A
all.
little bit
It's just what
softer
it was
than
called.
Velveeta?
Yeah, yeah. But so it was really cool hanging out in Amish country. Perfect blue skies, great fucking weather. We pull out. We're literally like
It's pouring
minutes
in
away from
strong.
Amish country, and the blue skies turn to black, and the fucking skies open up. And on a real straight, flat, clear road, we could get up to like 62 miles an hour with this trailer. On
Should you get up to 62
And
it
miles
was
an hour?
no, no,
it was perfectly stable,
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
See, that's blowing my mind. I was expecting this thing to be
When it's windy
everywhere.
and storming and shit, 55 was max
Oh,
for
dang.
2,300 miles.
Ooh.
And that started within 3 hours of picking up the trailer into this 23. Oh, shit! I gotta tell you how my trip started. I forgot the best part. So 3 hours from home and just outside of Sholo, I'm going down the road and I see a spot where a truck had went off the road. There's fences down, and this dude he had managed to hold it, but he went off like a 30 or 40 foot drop.
oh shit.
And he managed to ride it down at an angle instead of going straight down, and you can see where the truck folded towards the passenger side. The passenger side was totally destroyed. The driver's compartment was kind of okay, and it was so steep that they couldn't get the truck out of there, it looked like, so they just put cones up where the fence used to be and left it. I mean, there was no cargo in the trailer. It's obvious that it had been unloaded. The front axle of the truck was like 30 foot from the truck. It was fucked up. So I stop, and I'm like, I gotta take pictures of this fucking thing, right? So I walk over back to where this truck's sitting, because I had to park like a couple hundred yards away from it, because it's literally, the shoulder of this road is
there's
straight
no-
down.
Yeah.
So I walk back, and I'm standing on the edge of the road, phone in hand, taking pictures of this thing, and the road gives out from underneath me.
Oh,
It fucking
shit.
literally lets go, and I go all the way to the fucking bottom, right where this truck is.
Oh,
Took a big old
yeah.
hunk out of my back.
Holy
Tore
shit.
right down my leg. Took a hunk out of my leg, and I'm like, well, that's a pretty good way to start a 4,000 mile road trip. And I'm literally like,
It can only
100
go up from here,
Right.
right?
Right. And I'm like 140 miles into this 4,000 mile road trip at this point.
shit.
So now I get to sit on my ass with a hole in it for 4 days. Or 7 days, I guess. So that's how the trip started.
But you got the shot.
But after that, smooth sailing to Ohio. So, just outside of Ohio, weather opens up. It gets ridiculous. We drove in torrential downpours and shit for 800 miles.
Jesus.
Literally, 800 miles of solid rain. And this is when, like, going through parts of Missouri, we passed 2 different lakes that we could see the water running over the spillways. I mean, water was up to the road in a lot of spots. I mean, it was about to get really bad. So we stopped one night in Indianapolis. The first night we stopped in Indianapolis, and pouring rain. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to get a room. It's funny as shit. We pull up to this hotel. We jump on Google. Oh, shit, here's a hotel room for $42 a night. Perfect. We pull up, we walk in, ask the guy, do you have any rooms left? Oh, you're in luck. We have 4 rooms left. How much? $148 a night. What the fuck?
wow.
Google says $42. He goes,
There's a storm.
This guy, no, it's funnier than that.
It gets better.
So this guy is, you remember the movie Up? The guy with the balloons? He looks like that. He's
Okay.
about 4 foot tall, 80, 90 years old. He's got like 4 strands of hair. And he goes, when I say, this much on when Google says $42, he goes, on an event night, son? Shit, sorry. He goes, don't you know what's going on? No. He goes, the Demolition Derby and Garth Brooks are both in town.
Okay,
Not at the same time. Are you kidding me?
Look.
Are you
is-
kidding me?
that is
Oh,
a
man.
destination. That is destination.
That's
So-
a redneck's wet dream right there.
So I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not paying that much money for a hotel, which, mind you, at this point, the most I'd paid for a hotel was like $36 or something like that.
Dude, Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Car.
So I go outside and I'm like, nope,
No,
can't do it.
Demolition Derby.
Yeah. So I go outside and to get on the phone and start finding somewhere else for a room to stay. And this is probably 10:30 at night in Indiana. And you can hear the Demolition Derby. Pouring fucking rain, middle of the night, and you can hear the Demolition Derby down the street. So I thought that was funny. They're not stopping for nothing.
All right.
I call around. There wasn't another hotel room within like 2.5 hour drive. So I walk back in, tell Mr. Up that apparently I am staying there.
I take back cursing you out.
I apologize. I'm
And-
so glad I wasn't rude to him. Like, fuck that.
I'm not here for the
That was
event.
like it's a $250 room.
He ends up knocking like $10 off of it because I'm a AAA member or some shit, but it was still like 3 times more than it was supposed to be. So we get back in the car next day, take off. Literally, I mean, just pouring rain. Everything's overflowing and shit. For the most part, it was fairly uneventful, except for like driving across parts of shit. I think we were in at the point. I think we're still in. Might have still been in Indiana. We started getting tornado watch warnings, not tornado warnings, but tornado watches. Like they haven't seen any. It's okay, but you should probably pay attention, kind of thing. And even at noon, it's like fucking dark enough for the headlights because it's torrential downpours. So that was fun. We stay the night in Kansas in a town near Dodge City, and the weather report says the next morning at 5 a.m. it's supposed to start snowing. And mind you, this is, what was it? At this point, it was like April 27th or some shit, right? Give or take. So we're at the end of April, and they have a snow warning, 1 to 3 inches of snow starting at 5 a.m. And I was like, well, we'll play it by ear. If it's snowing, we'll stick around. We get up the next morning, beautiful blue skies. No rain, no snow, no nothing. Fuck it, let's go. Take off down the road. We get into the middle of nowhere. Starts snowing a little bit. Super light. Not even enough to turn on the windshield wipers. Not sticking, nothing. All of a sudden, the wind starts picking up. A few minutes later, we're in 65-mile-an-hour fucking winds across the road, and we're down to like, it's snowing like a motherfucker now, and we're down to like 10 miles an hour. The visibility, it's to me, it looked just like when we get the fucking haboobs around here, right? Except the only difference was
He said boobs.
haboob, not boob, haboob.
It's
Jesus
still in there.
Christ.
Her boobs.
Her boobs.
Her boobs.
We get her boobs all the time. The difference to me was, though, in the haboobs, is people are still coming at you at 80 miles an hour because nobody gives a fuck. Mm-hmm. There, you can't go 80 miles an hour. You're going 10 or you're going in the ditch because the road's frozen. So, 4-wheel drive, 10 miles an hour, keep trucking until we find a place to stop. All of a sudden, as I'm going down, I see red and blue lights in my mirror. I'm going fucking 10 miles an hour in the middle of nowhere.
Super Troopers. You know how fast you're going?
Yeah.
10?
You were going
Yeah.
10.
8.
So I'm like, I guess I'm stopping. I'm not pulling over because I don't know where the fucking road
Yeah,
ends.
you don't know what's
so
over
I
there.
stop.
You have no idea.
And the cop pulls up next to me. You need to get off this road. Try it. What do you want me to do? He's like, we just closed the road right behind you. You need to get off the road. Where do you want me to go? I don't know. You need to keep going.
Then why'd you stop me?
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. You literally,
You made me lose my traction.
you literally just pulled me over to tell me to keep doing what I'm doing. Okay. So
I wasn't planning on moving onto this road.
Right.
Yeah. So he tells me there's a hotel in a town 8 miles from here. Perfect.
That's where Eminem's from.
From a hotel?
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
Yeah. So we take off again. Now the cop is in front of me, and there's another truck behind me, and that's it. I mean, there might have been more. Fuck, I don't know. That's as far as I could see. But it literally gets to the point where the fucking 65-mile-an-hour winds are pushing the trailer. Like, I can look in my driver's mirror and see the trailer coming over. And I was like, holy shit. So I kind of move over to, like, the edge of the road, or the middle of the road, rather, because ain't nobody coming. And we just keep trucking 10 miles an hour. And we come up to a point where there's, I don't know what had happened, but there was an ambulance pulling a vehicle out, or pulling a chick out of a vehicle in the middle of an intersection. And, like a fire truck, basically, like a rescue truck. And they had the whole intersection blocked. But you can see the road, you can see the white lines, but you have no fucking clue what's next to the road. I mean, the snow's not bad enough to where you can't see the white lines on the road, but the wind is. I mean, past that, the wind is too bad. You have no fucking clue what's going on. And so now I got to figure out how to get this 30-foot trailer past this fire truck when the trailer is doing whatever the hell it wants.
Right.
So the deputy kind of sneaks by, and we make room and squeeze through really slow. And we get through that. We make it into this hotel. I pull off the side of the road, which I really have no idea where the road ends and shit, but I pull off to the edge. My nephew, he runs into the hotel. And what I thought was kind of cool is this girl that was in the truck behind us. She stops. No clue who we are. Some local from Kansas. She stops and she's like, "Hey."
She didn't recognize you as a Nameless Adventure podcaster?
Yeah, no shit, right?
Rude.
He snuck under that one.
Literally,
guess.
this truck pulls up at no clue, middle of a blizzard. And she's like, "Hey, if you need to, since you haven't, obviously that trailer's not going very much further, do you want to, if you want, you can park it and I'll give you a ride somewhere." A fucking perfect stranger, which I thought was cool as shit.
Right. Welcome to Kansas.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, "Well, where can we go?" And she's like, "Honestly, I have no clue. But if you find somewhere, I'll get you there." So I'm like, "Well, let's find out."
Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. So, that's funny, too, because my nephew goes over to the hotel and he checks and he comes back and he's like, "Well, they have plenty of rooms," because this is it's a 13-room motel. It's tiny.
Not a hotel.
But there's
It's
a
a
pig.
motel.
But there's a pig wrestling.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And,
Son, it's an event night.
And Cyrus is performing.
Right.
Not,
So he can,
Yes.
so he gets better. He comes back and he's like, "Well, they have a room, but they don't have electricity." I'm like, "Well, we're staying anyway because there's no fucking where else to go. I mean, the next town's like 45 miles away."
That ain't happening.
That has to be a deep discount, right?
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, how much can you discount? Nothing. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, "Well, I guess we're gonna stay."
Stay at my motel.
Right?
So,
I'll sponsor you.
so I go to pull the truck up and pull into somewhere near the parking lot because you have no clue where that is, and it won't move. The snow's only 2 inches deep, but it's frozen as shit, so it doesn't want to pull this trailer out of the snow. So I'm like, "Well, it's no big deal. Just unhook the trailer, pull it back onto the road, and hook the trailer back up, and then we'll be able to pull it out." And this chick she's still sitting there. She's like, "I'm going to make sure you guys get out of here." She pulls up and just use my truck and pull it out. Because, why work at it? Okay. So she literally gets out of her truck, tells my nephew, "You drive. I'm not too good at this stuff, so you do it." Oh, this is a perfect fucking stranger. Here, strange guy, passenger in his truck.
Drive my
Jump
truck.
in my truck in the blizzard and pull him out.
That is how
For all I know,
horror
you're a
movies
hitchhiker that
start.
happens to be in his truck.
Right. And, she made it very obvious that it was her husband's truck, not hers, so she didn't want to hurt it. So, here, stranger, you do it. Because apparently it would be better to blame
It
the
wasn't
stranger.
me, honey. It
Right.
was some dude on the
Some
side of the
fucking
road.
guy.
that I
Push me
just
out.
let.
Yeah. So, she literally hooks chain up to the truck, no big deal, we pull it out. And, we don't think the electricity is that big a deal because literally within, 30 minutes they get the power back on. Cool, perfect. We hang out, spend the night, run to town, grab some grub. Another thing that's totally Kansas that you would probably not see around here is the fire department shows up at this hotel. So throughout the next few hours, all these people that weren't in big 4-wheel drive trucks, that their cars were in ditches and shit now because they didn't know how to drive in the snow, were getting brought in by sheriff's deputies to these hotel rooms that were left. But when we first got there was 3 rooms full. There was one that was already there before we got there, and me and the third one showed up in the lobby at the same time. Just happened to be people trying to get back to Phoenix as well.
Wow.
So there's 3 families of people there. 2 of them are trying to get back to Phoenix in the middle of Kansas in a blizzard at the end of April. So within an hour or two, so many cars had been off in the ditches and shit that they couldn't get to. They'd picked all these people up and started bringing it in. The hotel was full within an hour or two. The fire department cooks dinner for every fucking buddy and delivers it to the hotel.
Wow.
Which I
That
thought
is
was cool.
Badass.
By that point, we had already went back to the closest town and got food and stuff, so it was no big deal for us. We just left the trailer there and went and got food. But everybody else that was in cars that were out in ditches and didn't even have transportation
way to get
anymore,
anywhere.
they were fucked. It's not this town, compared to around here, this town was a quarter of the size of Florence. You know what I mean?
Wow. Not
Wow,
counting
that
prison?
is some
Right,
really-
not counting prison.
Damn.
It was a little bitty town.
That's like
There
Tierra
was-
Grande?
It didn't even have a gas station, the town we were at. There was literally no business in this town.
400 or 500 people?
Give or take, yeah. if that many. And I mean,
that's a lot of towns like in the Indiana.
oh yeah,
Kansas
definitely.
area.
So, spend the night, get up next day. I mean, it probably literally got 3 inches of snow, but the wind was what fucked everybody up and closed the roads. Next morning, get up, sunny sky. We jump in the truck, take off. We go to the next town, and thankfully, I make it a habit of never, like, when I'm traveling, I pretend the halfway point on the gas tank is empty.
Yeah.
I never travel without less than without at least a half a
You
tank.
never know when the next gas station is going to be.
Right, exactly.
Not me though.
Yeah.
He rides
I'm
it to
bouncing
the end.
that bitch off. Fuck, I'm like,
He's like,
Red light.
I got another
3
70
hours of
miles on
driving.
this bitch.
Right.
Let's keep going.
those things lie.
And
they
at this
lie.
point, I'm
That's
thinking,
worst case scenario.
I'm really happy that we have better than 3/4 of a tank, because I'm thinking if the power doesn't come back onto this hotel, we're sleeping with the fucking engine running so we don't freeze to death. You know what I mean? So, but we take off. We go to the next town, which is, 30, 40 minutes away. Pull up to the first gas station, bunch of cars sitting there. We walk inside, and they're like, oh, we can't give you fuel. We don't have electricity. So this guy that's standing there just happens to be like, a farmer or whatever. And I'm like, well, where's the next town that does have electricity? And mind you, I'm still in Kansas. At this point, I'm probably 2 hours south of Dodge City. I don't know what the name of this little town was, but I said, where's the next town with electricity? Texas. So I walk in and I'm like, well, fuck it. I mean, I know this is going to be hard to believe for those of you that know me, but I had to pee really bad.
What?
So I go inside and ask the chick, I'm like, can I use your restroom? And she's like, well,
Customers only.
yeah, no. But there's no electricity, right?
flush.
So this chick literally tells me, she goes, you can use it, but it's dark in there, so you better not piss all over my toilet.
Wow.
I'm dying.
I'm quite an expert. I do it like
He's
15,
like,
20, 30 times a day.
So after that, it was pretty smooth sailing until we hit New Mexico. But the thing I thought was cool was, I mean, you'd kind of think that's bad luck, right? Well, we start looking at the news and seeing all these weather reports and shit. All of the roads that we would have taken if we would have taken the route we took to get there were all closed because of the flooding, and they were closed for 4 or 5 days. I mean, like,
See, I probably would have tried to backtrack.
Interstate 70 was flooded like a motherfucker. All of Missouri, Oklahoma, they were just devastated. A bunch of people had already died. It was really bad. So the worst that happened to us is we had to drive really slow for 8-10 miles and sleep in a hotel that was not fantastic. So then,
Wouldn't be your first time. In
No,
a hotel.
absolutely not.
Fantastic.
like the one we stayed in Tombstone.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story, but so
That we hazily remember.
yeah. The quality of that hotel had no bearing on that trip because who fucking knows what it looked like. But so and then what I think is good luck continues because we barely get into New Mexico, and the trailer's tugging along just fine, absolutely no big deal. The guy that Brian bought the trailer from supposedly checked all the bearings and shit, and they were perfect. He had actually said he serviced them, right? And we had checked. It looked like they were full of grease, but that doesn't mean anything. Who knows? So,
11-inch wheels at up to upwards of 65, 75 miles per
Oh,
hour.
they're
no,
hard ass.
they never got over 63
Okay.
or 64, but still, there was like, I'm sure 63 was faster than they were ever meant to travel.
I mean, they probably
I
cooked
think
that
you're
grease off
outside of
pretty
the
quickly.
recommended specs.
what I really think happened is, so we pull up, we're going through, barely get into northern end of New Mexico, and I see a big old herd of antelope on the
Of course
side of
I've
the
heard
road.
of them. They're sort of like gazelles.
Yeah. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna stop and take a picture. I mean, we're on little 2-lane roads and shit at this point, so we haven't seen a car in hours. So I stop right in the middle of the road, get out, stand on the running board, and I'm taking pictures of these fucking antelope. And I happened to look, every time I made it a habit of every time I got out of the vehicle, I checked these tires and wheels because I didn't really trust them. I looked back and the one on my side of the truck was black. And I was like, what the hell is that? So I walked back there. The bearing cap was gone. The outer bearing was gone. The wheel was literally still upright. Had it going down the road just fine, but it was holding. Absolutely nothing was holding
Just
it on the
gravity?
trailer. Purely by fucking luck, it's still attached.
Wow.
So I'm like, shit. So I jump on Google. We're like 10 minutes away from a fucking parts store. Cool. I back it off the road, unhitch it, go to the parts store, get parts, come back, put it back together. it had kind of been wallered out, so the cap wouldn't fit on to hold the grease back in the bearings. So that literally got duct taped on.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, at this point we're about 850 miles from home.
Come on, bitch.
So
almost.
Yeah, I was telling Brian, I'm like, it's not fixed, but it's good enough to get us down the road. So we'll stop. We'll run around. And
I'm just like, fuck, run it,
yeah.
run it.
I'm like, we'll stop. We'll get a new.
As long as the axle is no more than halfway worn down when you get here, I'm fine. I'm not gonna move it.
And I'm like, we'll stop somewhere once we get into the bigger cities in New Mexico and find the replacement parts, fix it properly.
There are bigger cities in New Mexico.
That's what I was saying.
There's like 2.
There's big
Yeah.
cities.
Well,
in
He
New
means
Mexico.
towns that have stoplights.
Right. Well, we went through like
Sideways
Santa Fe
stoplights.
and Albuquerque and shit like that. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not gigantic. Well, Albuquerque's pretty fucking big.
Yeah,
So-
I should have took a left turn there once.
Yeah, exactly. So we take off.
Albuquerque.
I have my nephew on the phone with every parts store in fucking all of New Mexico. This rotor, this hub on this thing is, not a whole lot of tiny little hubs for 4-lug fucking grain augers running around in the country, so we didn't find one. So we ended up driving it home with literally duct tape holding it together, 850 miles. And
Made it home.
yeah, made it home absolutely fantastically. So after that, once we got to that point, the skies cleared up kind of thing. But we ended up driving a little over 800 miles in torrential downpours and about 300 miles of snow. And a good about an hour of that was in blizzard. So that was pretty. But realistically, I still think that was kind of good news. But the hotel John was talking about, so we go down to Tombstone for my sister's wedding. And we
We
wanted
were
to,
sober for about an hour.
and that's just because it takes that long to kick in.
All right.
We actually
That
went
was
the
the
night
drive to Tombstone.
Yeah.
Was an
Yeah.
hour, and then it was over after that.
And we wanted a hotel room that was within walking distance of downtown, if you will, because we didn't want to have to, it's not like
We
a lot
wanted
of
to
Uber.
stumble home from the
Yeah.
bar.
Right.
There wasn't a lot of Ubers running around and shit. So we find this room, and I
It's
think
like a
it was...
taxi.
But
Yeah,
better?
but
But
better. We find a room that's literally a block away from all the little bars and shit in Tombstone.
Which are all a block from each other.
Oh.
Right.
It's bar heaven.
And after we get the room, we start looking at some of the reviews, and a lot of the complaints about this hotel was like soggy carpet, shit like that.
Soggy carpet.
And we're like, well,
Doors opening in the middle of the night.
yeah. So, not only is it pretty horrible reviews, but there's a biker convention
Awesome.
at our hotel.
So we paid event rates
Yeah.
for this crappy hotel.
Yeah,
Don't you know? There's a
which-
biker convention this weekend.
Yeah, but I think
What's wrong with you?
I think we paid almost $40 for that room.
Yeah, you go to Tombstone, you expect the leather to be holsters and chaps. Nah, it was
I'm
vests.
sure a few of them had
jackets.
chaps.
They had barbecue trucks and shit set up at the hotel and stuff. It was pretty crazy. I mean, they probably doubled the fucking population of Tombstone for that
And-
trip.
And it didn't hurt the experience at all, except for our breakfast took way longer to get than it should have.
Yeah, we went to a little joint for breakfast, and there was like 2 people working there, and
Oof.
like the cook was having to run plates out in between because they've never served 300 people before.
Except for the wait, it was still really good.
But we were still drunk, so we didn't really care.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what about you guys? Any crazy road trip stories?
First thing that comes to mind is Helen and I and the youngins and whatnot go to California, go to the beach weekend, whatever. We're driving back, hang that left at Yuma to come into Arizona, and this Prius is just fighting to get around us, and they get around us, and I'm like, fuck that, dude. Passed him back,
No.
and we got into traffic, and finally he got around us again. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to play this game anymore. Well, we come around this curve, and we see said Prius pull over on the side of the road, lit up by DPS.
Ah.
And we just beep beep as we passed through the speed limit.
Do you remember that Explorer that we road raged with for
Oh,
like
man.
150 miles on the way to Vegas?
That was in the...
We were in an expedition. We were in an expedition, and this little Explorer kept passing us, and it was just It was snowbirds. I mean, they had to be like 147 years old, give or take.
The median age in that car had to be 93. The total age had to be like 730.
Right.
I mean, it was old people.
And this was back when speed limits were not so important to me. And I was hauling ass. And this Explorer would pass me, boom, like I was parked. And it would pull off in front of me and slam on the brakes and slow down to like 5 miles an hour.
Like it was pissed off at him for driving quickly.
I have no idea what this fucking guy's problem was or nothing. But so it would do it, and then we'd get stuck behind traffic. We'd be way under my speed limit.
I wasn't kidding. We literally got the, you get off my lawn, fist shake as they passed us one time.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Serious.
Traffic would clear. Put the nuts to it and fucking leave him again. Next thing you know, we'd catch a little bit of traffic. He'd pass me again, slam on the brakes, 5 miles an hour into the speed limit. What the fuck? So we get up to where, at the time, this is way back when the little 2-lane highway merges with 40. And we jump on, and I kick on the turn signal, and I'm merging on. And this guy fucking starts to pass me, and on the fucking on ramp.
It's not a 2-lane on ramp.
And I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm not getting out of the way. Like he's thinking I'm just gonna move out of his way, and I just keep merging all the way over. And
take him to the wall,
dude. I did. He fucking hits
body checked him.
I sent him all the way to the fucking median of I-40, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck it, and all of a sudden you see him fucking boom and toasted off into the fucking median, and all of a sudden you see it spin like this, cloud of dirt,
shit.
and we're like, bye. Never saw that fucking guy again.
Yep.
But yeah, that shit went on for probably 100 miles.
Holy shit.
I almost want to know, like, what the fuck was the story behind them. Like, I want to be in that fucking
Dude,
Explorer.
we're
Find
literally,
out what's going on.
at the
Like,
time the speed limit was like 55.
My Geritol is wearing off.
Yeah.
Right?
We were probably doing like 80. Out of the clear blue, this guy fucking catches me.
So he's doing like,
you know,
100
fucking-
digits,
right,
probably.
passes me, slams on the brakes, drops us below the speed limit. Out of the clear fucking blue. So it's not like it was something that we did to him prior, unless it was hours prior, and he was just one hell
Unless
of
he
a
has a
grudge holder.
granddaughter.
Oh yeah, it could be. I won't talk about that. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was the last thing I remember about that trip.
Computer, don't restart.
What the heck?
Ignore what's going on behind the curtain here.
Pay no attention to the man.
My other story is our pointless road trip.
That one was good.
If you ever get the opportunity to take a pointless road trip, do it. He had a rental car because he was going to take Misty out to her family and some family reunion in Arkansas.
In Texas. It ended up being basically I was moving into a brand new house that we were supposed to close on it this day. Took vacation. We were going to move into a house. The following week we were going to go on vacation. That fell through. It got bumped back a couple of weeks, so we couldn't move. So I had an extra week with absolutely nothing to do. So I went and got our rental car a week earlier, and John and I took a road trip.
We had a pocket full of cash, not like, nothing extravagant, but enough to get us on a road trip. And we had credit cards to fall back on. And we decided, you know what? Let's take a fucking trip. No destination.
No GPS, no maps.
GPS, no nothing. We decided we wanted fireworks. So we made a beeline to New Mexico. And bought like $100 worth of fireworks or whatever. And then...
Of the good shit?
The good shit. Like
it was pretty
titty
good.
twisters, nipple mangers, everything. So...
Not just snakes and sparklers.
Right. Once we got that, I would call somebody in Coolidge, like the Quinteros or whatever, and say, northeast or west? And they would say, east. And we'd turn that direction. Drive for like a day or something, call somebody else and be like, all right, left or right? And they'll tell us left, and we go left. And we're just
literally like flipping coins in intersections.
all over the place. And we ended up going through Colorado and Utah and back down northern Arizona and everything. And
at one point, we were in the middle of Utah and decided it was time to head home. And we drove for like 300 miles and realized we were heading north instead of south. I mean, it was literally
but
that
we got
bad.
to see Moab. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Very cool.
We got to try just about every living thing made into jerky on this trip. There's roadside shops all over the place.
It was. We destroyed that car. It was a Corolla.
Oh man,
And it was like
we're up in the
the
Rockies.
Yeah, I think it had like 300 miles on it when we picked it up, give or take.
This is in the middle of the summer, wasn't it?
It was the last week of June.
Okay.
Because it was like June.
Middle of summer.
Middle of summer then.
In Arizona, it was the middle of summer.
Yeah, but it was snow in the Rockies, and we're taking little trails and stuff off the road, climbing up the mountain and stuff in this Corolla. Just go until you lose traction, back up, try again. Nope, well, let's go.
Not gonna do it.
We were like rally sliding around corners and shit. And
Tuba City. On the way back, we hit Tuba City because we heard there was a good pizza joint there. No clue the name. We're just looking for a pizza joint. Danny decides, I'm not going to use the foot brake. The whole time we were in Tuba City, it was e-brake. Sliding up, getting sideways to a stoplight. Kind of just like, sorry.
All kinds of big old natives all pissed off at us.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, we didn't stop without locking up the rear tires.
We didn't get pulled over the whole trip either, did we?
I was amazed. And
we were sleeping like, we literally, at one point, we were Durango, Colorado, right?
Walmart.
We pulled into it. We had nowhere to stay. Couldn't afford hotel rooms and shit. So we pulled into a Durango fucking Walmart. And we went and got a barbecue grill. Set it up in the middle of the fucking parking lot. Started cooking steaks
Like
and
1 o'clock
shit.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Cooking up steaks.
Nobody fucking thought it was weird. We were at like we went to the river.
Wait, you had money for grill and steaks, but not for a room?
It was a Walmart shit. I mean, we're talking like $12 or something.
We're like $30 in.
I still have that grill. It's literally like this. I mean, it's probably 12 inches around. It gets so little heat to it. It took us like an hour and a half to cook a
Give or
steak.
take.
To get it medium rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Slightly beyond not fucking
Searing-
dying.
Searing the outsides is all that you need.
Yeah, it was great because like we found a big old mountain covered in snow, and we're like, "Fuck it, let's take a picture up there." How do we get the car up there? Back up, hit it as hard as we can, shove it as far up the snowpack as we can, walk back to the road, take some pictures, and then fight it out of the snow.
And then when we got back, we expelled very little of those fireworks that we purchased. We wanted to bring them back to people that don't have them every day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so we take this rental car out to the airport.
That was
And-
after the Texas trip a week later.
Okay. And, we pile probably 5 or 6 people in this rental car, take it out the airport, pop the trunk, and we're just lighting them off the lit trunk lid.
Yeah, using that.
Bottle rockets and shit, yeah.
Yeah, it was like all kinds of black burn marks.
Oh
and
my god.
We, that fucking car,
Never buy a previous rental car.
yeah. That car had a scratch in it when I picked it up down the driver's side. A little like somebody had keyed it almost. Like a tiny little scratch. And we had it in the snow and in the desert. Might have been a slightly mock police chase.
I forgot about that. That was hilarious.
A mock police
Oh my
chase?
god, the looks on people's faces.
You gotta hear, what's a mock police
Can you get in
chase?
trouble for that now?
No, because neither one of us work there anymore.
Nice.
So before we left because mind you, I took 2 road trips in this car in a 2-week period. Because as soon as John and I got back, I packed up my family and went to Texas. We're driving down the road in this neighborhood I used to live in, and a friend of mine saw us, knew us over there, saw us leaving the house that I was working on buying, and just sees me to be funny, turns on the fucking lights, pull me over. I knew it was.
He was in a cop car.
Oh yeah, real
Okay.
cop
He was
car.
on duty.
I fucking took off. Fucking left him.
And he pursued.
And you could literally see him like belly laughing in the fucking seat because he thinks this shit's so funny. And we get up to like fucking 55 miles an hour, middle of a fairly busy 2-lane road, lock up the e-brake. Spin. He slams on the brakes, take off the other way, he chases.
Total Tom and Jerry. If there was like tunnels, we both would have gone in the same line. We came out of different ones.
This fucking, this little mock chase went on for, I mean, we covered almost 2 whole miles for like 30 minutes.
Some of it in the desert.
We would
Flying out of the desert, across the road. I think both of us caught air.
we'd get to drive a mile down the road, lock up the e-brake, spin in a circle, haul ass the other way. And
The same
he would
people had to
chase
pull
us.
over like twice or 3 times
Yeah. So you know
to
these,
allow this chase to pass
yeah, because
through.
literally,
Fucking assholes need to take this somewhere else.
literally,
Take it
this,
to private, guys.
This went on for 30 minutes in a 2-mile fucking stretch of road. So I mean, we'd fucking spin it around, go back the other way, spin around, just back and forth. So this fucking car has this big old scratch down the driver's side. We take it all over the fucking country, covered in mud, covered in snow, covered in God knows what.
Bottle rockets.
No, that was later.
Oh yeah, later.
So we get back home, and I go to clean it up before we leave on our second fucking road trip in this poor little
Spiff
car.
it up a little bit.
I go to the car wash, and it blows all the fucking paint off the driver's side.
Oh, shit.
It takes every fucking bit of paint off. It gets into this fucking crack. We get out of the just automatic car wash. We pull it back to John's house. I get out and I'm like, what the fuck? All the paint's fucking gone. Whole
That
driver's
GM
side.
primer thing
Oh.
where the paint flakes off. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was gray on one side, just flat gray.
And I was like, fuck. So I call the rental car company. And I'm like, I told you about this scratch, but there's no paint left. Told them what happened, and they're like, oh, don't worry about it. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, fuck it. We destroyed this car, so we're going to keep destroying it. So then,
Never leave a job undone.
Exactly.
just before we leave, my wife has a basset hound that she's absolutely in love
She's
with.
had it for longer than just before they leave.
Right. It gets hit by a car just before we leave to Texas. She's fucking devastated. We're in Texas, in Amarillo, Texas.
By morning. They're there by morning.
We're all camping.
Up from San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we're in this we go to this big old fucking city mall in Amarillo, Texas to take family pictures. Because at the time, her sisters lived all over the country, and we all met there, kind of like a family reunion thing. And we find a basset hound to replace this fucking one she just lost. So we get this basset hound. Dog's fucking cool. Camp out for like a week. We get ready to go home. We're not 10 minutes on the fucking road, and this dog starts getting car sick, throwing up all over the back of this fucking thing. So we're in a Corolla. It's not exactly a big car.
It's about as big as this table.
Me, wife, 2 kids, fucking dog throwing up all over the back seat with the 2 kids. So I'm like, fuck this, we're going home. I'm going down Interstate 40 at like 107. And wife's in the passenger seat, and she goes, you might want to slow down. Why? Because I think that's a cop. What makes you think that's a cop? And there's a brown truck way up in the fucking slow lane. And as we get closer, she goes, I think it's a cop because it says sheriff on the tailgate. As I'm fucking right past this motherfucker. Sure enough, it said sheriff on the tailgate. I think I passed him so fast he didn't even bother fucking trying. And I'm like, well, fuck, too late now. Why slow down? I keep fucking cooking. He never comes after us.
Jesus. I would never have that kind of luck.
I don't know why. I really think that he just figured I was hauling ass and he wasn't going to catch me. I don't know. But she literally, I'm like, well, you couldn't fucking give me a little bit faster, heads up? You know what I mean? We get all the way to fucking, I'm literally, this whole drive home, this fucking dog's throwing up all over the back seat. The smell in this car is unbearable. I get to fucking Globe, hour from home, get pulled over for doing like 46 and a 40. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I've been doing like triple digits the whole way home.
Hopefully you didn't say that.
For about
He's
2
like,
for
look,
about 2 weeks.
Dude, I've been hauling ass for
And
2
you
days.
pulled me
For about
For
2
this
weeks
shit?
in about 7 states.
So, that smell is unbearable in this car. I roll down all the windows. Fucking cop walks up. He walks in, leans over, and he goes, good afternoon. Can I see your... Whoa. He literally leans back because the smell's so bad in this car. And
What's
I
going
explained
on
to
now?
him that I'm fucking hauling ass.
There's a dead body in the trunk.
Yeah, I explained to him that I'm hauling ass because his fucking dog's throwing up all over the car. It's horrible. Tell him the whole story, and he's like, you guys can go. But literally, he literally walks up to the passenger side of this car and goes, good afternoon, can I see your... Oh! It was great. So yeah, that poor car. By the time we brought it back, I mean, you'd get in it to start it, and it was like, brand new car, won't fucking start. You hit the brakes, and the whole front end's just shimmying and shit. There's no paint on the driver's side.
They're like, just keep it. We don't even want
Man,
it.
the moral of the story is, don't ever buy a fucking rental car.
Yeah, but Corolla makes a decent car.
Obviously, if you guys
Rugged.
couldn't do that much shit.
Dude,
Toyota in general. I'm a supporter.
we jumped it, fucking sliding through parking lots, sliding through intersections. I mean, most of the trip was like 90 plus.
The whole forward, reverse, turning your steering wheel thing to get unstuck helped out a lot in the snow. And everything.
We just literally hold the foot on the floor. Yeah, it was great. That poor car.
Oh my god, that reminds me of a trip. Me and you guys know Benji Lines.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Him and I went to Florida to the PRI show. You know, Performance Racing Industries. It's It's like a Comic
That should
Con,
be
but
PRI,
all race
shouldn't
car
it?
stuff, right? Except we don't
Close.
dress up.
I think you had it mixed up with the racetrack.
Probably.
Close enough, though.
What?
You said PIR. It should be PRI.
You said PIR, you know,
No, I didn't,
Performance
did I?
Racing Industries? Yeah.
Because we make fun of everybody. Because everybody from Arizona always says PIR
PIR.
instead of PRI. Anyway,
Apparently, you're from Arizona.
at the PRI show, so we're there. It's in Orlando, and then we rented a car, and this was when the Dodge Challengers first come out. I want to say
Okay.
either, yeah,
Damn,
not
that's kind of high
the
end.
Challengers.
Chargers or Challengers?
2-door, 4-door.
It's 4-door.
Charger.
Okay, Dodge Charger. The thing had a couple
Or
hundred
Shadow.
miles on it, right? Huh?
Shadow.
Or Shadow.
So
I think
If
it
this
was
was the 90s.
more recently, not 83.
Okay.
So one of the nights, they had a race at a local pavement track, and we're there hanging out. And it's fucking cold. I mean, this is December. Even though it's Florida, it's fucking cold. Or at least
It's like
cold. for me.
70.
Yeah.
It's the humidity. It changes the feeling of
It
cold.
does. It's cold as shit. And so we're, freezing
Yeah,
our
dry
ass
heat
off
and a
at this
dry
race. And so afterwards, we get in the car. And like I said, granted, this is like a brand new car.
I have a
Benji
feeling
gets
it
in
doesn't end up that way.
turns it on, and to warm it up, instead of just letting it sit there idle, he
It's like 7,000 RPM.
literally
To the floor.
floors it. And I mean, it's bouncing off the chip, just sitting there. And I'm standing outside taking a piss, and I'm like pissing on my shoes, laughing so hard.
Just
Because I'm like, I can't believe this is happening right
It's
now.
68, I'm going to freeze to death.
just so you know, since the advent of fuel injection, you don't really have to warm up cars
Oh
anymore.
my god!
You
It
do
was
for the heater.
funniest
Yeah.
fucking thing. Like literally just in. Well, like those Ken Block Gymkhana where like the thing starts
Yeah,
popping.
ding, 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 ding.
I mean, it's
Yep.
just literally just for like 5 minutes.
Bonanza. Ding 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 ding
Oh my
ding
God.
ding 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 ding.
It's hilarious. Yeah, never buy a used rental car.
Rental cars are my favorite sport.
Oh goodness,
Dude, let's all rent a car
it's fucking
and go
it's
to
Days of
Iowa
Thunder,
or
man.
whatever.
Days
and join
of
that
Thunder.
destruction derby.
Ah,
When
Yeah,
Garth
we're-
Brooks is there and everything,
Yeah.
that would be a hit.
Like the Jackass movie where they rent the rental car and throw a fucking
Yeah,
roll cage
and
in
just-
it.
just
take
get
it to
the
gym
insurance.
every- Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got the insurance.
uh,
Did they just take off running? Dude, I was always a little ashamed to bring back rental cars.
Oh yeah.
I
There's
at
that
work
moment of as you're pulling up, you're like,
What did I do in this?
at work we always had to get 4-door
Well,
cars.
they
and
smell
we'd
the
go on,
prostitute.
we'd travel all over the country to pick people up. Had to have 4-door cars. We stopped at this little podunk town in the middle of freaking Kansas one time, and the only thing they had 4-door was a Ram. Okay, as long as it's car
4-door.
price, I don't care. We got stuck there for 2 days, had nothing to do but drive around in the middle of fucking Kansas. We beat that fucking truck so bad. It was like, I mean, just same thing, shaking when you come to a stop, and that's the time the guy that was with me had an uncle in Nebraska. He's like, well, since we have nothing to do, let's go to Nebraska, see my uncle. Okay. We get there, knocks on the door, the uncle's like, what the hell are you doing here? Hadn't seen each other in like 20 years. We go in, we talk to him for literally like 10 minutes. And he's like, all right, you ready? Okay. We walk out, he's like, I fucking hate that guy.
what?
What?
Yeah, I swear to God, we
fucking
drove
Nebraska
hours.
to see him.
He's like, I couldn't think of anything else to do. So that time, come back through Nebraska, I get pulled over. And there's this fucking little SUV gets on my bumper and starts like tailgating me. Fuck this guy. Take off, right? Gets right back on my bumper. Okay, I'll take off again. Put my foot in it, take off. This time he gets right up on me, little red and blue lights, come on. Motherfucker. He pulls up, dude. This dude is literally wearing fucking blue jeans, a belt buckle about the size of your head, cowboy hat. He walks
Ka-ching,
up.
ka-ching.
Did he have Nash under his arm?
Damn near. That dude was the chief of police in this little
Oh, wow.
fucking podunk town, right?
Sure,
You
just
for
a, just,
deep
sure wasn't just a
justice.
constable.
Yeah. He literally tells us, the second time in my life I've heard this fucking statement, y'all aren't from around here, are you? That shit was great.
And it wasn't exactly a rental car, but it was kind of a road trip. This guy was involved in the breaking of a Humvee.
Oh yeah, they're not as solid as they say they are.
The big
Like,
Humvees?
a military
the true
Humvee.
military Humvee.
We I got instructed to take some guys on a tour. Or they were from Florida, never been in the desert. Take them out to like Box Canyon and shit
Show 'em
like
the
that.
desert, right?
Show them the desert, the pretty fucking saguaros and stuff. Put us in Humvees, military fucking Humvees, literally camouflage and shit.
4-wheel drive, lower the pressure in the tires, raise them up whenever you want.
Since none of us have been in the military, we think Humvees are fucking cool. So we get in these things.
I'm sure the driving out to Box Canyon was pretty miserable.
It sucked. The first thing you notice is they ride about as good as this table would. They're horrible. The seats are half an inch thick, and they beat your kidneys to fucking point of bleeding. We get out, we start climbing around
Top
on the rocks
speed of
and
67?
shit. No, 55.
Oh, damn.
I was going to say, them army trucks don't go over 55.
We had to take a bunch of them to Sholo one time for a fucking forest fire, and the
Please
deuce
tell me
and
you
a
just took a
halves-
beeline.
Oh, the deuce and a halves were doing 65. The Humvees were slowing us down.
Oh.
But so we get out in the desert and we're got these badass Humvees in the desert. This is gonna be fun. Start climbing rocks and shit. I'm in the middle of just climbing over rocks, just doing whatever a Humvee should be doing. All of a sudden you hear this boom, bang, ding, fucking shit flying everywhere. I get out, fucking can't climb this rock.
It's not good when the car you're driving says, fucking shit flying everywhere.
So we get in these badass fucking bulletproof Humvees. First time I get on a real major obstacle trying to do like I do with all our other fucking trucks. Ball bearings, like a half-inch round, start flinging out of everywhere out of the front end. Blew the front end out of this fucking thing. So we had to get it home in two-wheel drive because the front end was mostly all over the desert. And that got pretty interesting because you'd have to hit everything at like 30. Because, you can't like gently climb over a rock because you're in two-wheel drive, so you have to hit it
You
fast
have
enough.
to get some speed to make the whole momentum.
You heard the complaints like coming out of like Iraq and Afghanistan about how the ones that weren't up armored were not bullets would come slinging right through them. Yeah, they're aluminum. You fucking rub a rock on it, it knocks a hole in it pretty good too.
No shit.
Unfortunately, yeah, they suck. I blew that fucking thing to pieces first time out.
Which is funny because didn't the Ford Raptor hold up a lot better to your guys' tests?
Yeah, I got to
quality assurances.
I got to test drive a Raptor. That was I'd equate it to a carnival ride. It was fucking amazing. I got pictures of me jumping
Substantially faster.
Yeah. I jumped in the riverbed, like, for those of you that know the area.
River doesn't mean water.
Right, no water. River bottom barred, Florence. Went to there, jumped in the river, 65 miles an hour down the riverbed.
No shit.
No fucking problem. Like you're on the highway.
Nice.
Jumping the fuck out
Like, seriously,
of it.
did it at least feel like a washboard or anything? Or
No,
did
it was
just
smooth
absorb
as fuck.
everything?
It was amazing, because, you guys have seen, you guys might not have, but some of you have seen the pictures of me jumping it. 4 foot in the air, smashing down onto a flat surface, like speed bumps in a parking lot. The thing was amazing. And fast as shit. Still had a governor, though, just like every other thing it was. So, fast as shit to 97. But,
If it was in California, it would be a governator.
Are those turbocharged?
Nope, this one was just the newest ones don't even have V8s. They have turbocharged 6-cylinders.
Oh.
But this was probably 6-7 years ago, and it was the first generation Raptor. It was a 6 something. 6.2? And but no turbo, naturally aspirated. This one was a loaner from a dealership, so it still had the window sticker. It was like $68,000.
And you're fucking
jumping it, and it was fucking
Moral
amazing.
of all these stories is never let Danny
Don't-
drive
basically,
any of your shit ever.
Fuck me, man. Now I'm wondering what happened to my truck on this road trip.
now
You'll
what
find
the
out
shit
in the
that you
podcast in a
didn't
year.
find out about, like.
I've fucked up some of John's cars pretty good too, but he was always there for it.
Ran my Cougar into a house and another Cougar. And
The one though, no, there it is.
In my defense.
It was really funny though, because I just had a bad habit of, if it was an automatic on the floor, I was used to driving standards. At the time, everything I owned had a standard transmission, so if I got
But
an
you would think
automatic,
you would still at least would have put it in neutral or something.
I just had a really bad habit of if it was on the floor, I'd
It was
get out.
it was good.
If it was running, I'd get out, leave it in gear, and let it go by itself. I mean, I didn't do it a lot. It just happened every time I did it, it caused a collision.
Or damn near. That
Yeah.
one time across from Bob's.
That wasn't my fault. That one I actually put in park. It just decided to put itself in reverse.
Sure, Christine.
No, this one, this
No,
was,
that
it
was
was,
his boss.
it was, yeah, honestly. No, it was a 71 Chevy truck when I worked for Napa 100 years ago. And I pulled up across the boulevard from a place I had to deliver to, put it in park, and left it running because it was summertime, wanted the air conditioner.
You know what Blockbuster was before Blockbuster was?
What?
Daryl's
Daryl's.
video?
Yeah.
He almost destroyed it.
No, it went the other way.
Oh, really? I thought
It was
one
going across the
boulevard.
no, it was going across the boulevard towards Boulevard Automotive. I parked at Daryl's.
You parked
Headed
at Daryl's.
west.
Because there was no place. Because it was before he got a new building, so
Gotcha.
there was nowhere to park.
Okay.
Oh,
So I parked
okay.
across, ran across the boulevard, and he was signing the ticket, and he looked up and goes, "Hey, where's your truck going?" Fuck! And then you see it coming across the boulevard in reverse. Yeah, but that one legitimately wasn't my fault. All the ones in your car were though.
It wasn't Napa parts either. It was just a 30-year-old truck.
Yeah, it was literally just old and tired. And then when I brought it back to the store and told everybody about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, don't leave it running."
It does
in the
that
park."
all
It
the
does
time.
that a lot.
Heads up would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting.
Well, we'll move on to trivia.
Sure.
Trivia time.
Trivia time.
Trivia time.
Trivia time.
The
Okay,
rigged
so your
trivia.
name. We decided your name is going to be.
Yeah, my
Buzzer.
my name is everybody's buzzer, is what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how we normally play.
I thought you
isn't
were
it?
supposed to yell your name.
Brian, go ahead, John.
Danny just yelled the answer.
Okay, so same rules
I
as
never looking
all
at
the
me.
other times. I was trying to get away from my thought of train.
So what do we
Thought
need?
of train?
Trains.
The thought of
Thought
train,
of train?
is unrailed.
Trains are cool.
Trains
Train
are
of
pretty
thought
cool.
together.
For sure.
Lionel.
All day.
Oh my gosh.
Which
okay.
gauge though?
So this one
13.
here, this trivia is. I can't even talk now.
What do we
Um,
need the paper for, anyways?
Tonight's game.
We
is,
We don't now.
We don't need paper.
It's to
No.
doodle.
I've
while the-
saved this.
Yep.
Oh
I
man.
didn't
The
see
paper was
this.
originally to make it fair, and then we decided to skew this towards John.
Screw Brian.
Remember? Screw Brian.
The paper is so we can doodle for the half hour while she tries to get this in.
I know.
This is where you draw your the thought of train.
Or a new superhero.
But I'm going to ask a question, and you guys give the answer that you think is the number one answer out of 10, and whoever gets it or is the closest will
2-1.
win a point.
Okay.
Danny.
What?
That's the answer.
That's
Wrong.
That's not the right. Okay, listen to the
Texas
question.
Chainsaw Massacre.
You want to tell them what the,
Exorcist.
what
So
the
this
cards are
game
taken
is
from?
it's called a
Battle of the Sexes.
a card game called Battle of the Sexes, and so these questions are questions that women
They're
would
wimpy
ask
questions?
men.
Can we get some strong questions?
Huh?
You said they're
that-
wimpy
That's the way
questions.
around. It's, their question is supposed to be asked to the women.
No, women ask the men.
She flipped the card over when you said that. That's funny.
What did I say?
You said we were gonna ask. We were gonna
That's
answer.
We're getting chick
that's right,
questions.
'cause- that's right. We're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
chick questions.
Yeah, because I'm
so
a girl and
she's
you guys
doing
are
the ones
dudes.
the girl asked the,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
men.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the first question is, what is the most common fabric?
John.
Brian.
John,
Cotton.
yes. So you get a point. Write it down.
Oh, we have a
Danny
use for
won.
Yeah.
We keep our own score.
I'm already winning.
No
Yeah.
cheating.
Point for Brian.
Who is the top actress with the most Oscar award nominations?
Kale.
Danny.
I think Kale.
Meryl Streep.
Give yourself a point.
I love that they actually said Kale.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny.
He's all-
Let's face it. That is stuck.
No, it is. It is. I've
In this
embraced
room.
it.
he is-
I've embraced it.
Name the number one most popular luxury jewelry brand.
John.
Danny.
John.
Tiffany.
It's bullshit.
I was gonna say
What,
Shane,
London
Shane
Gold?
Company.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's the best.
I thought she just wanted us to name it. I was going to name it Danny.
Okay. What is the number one top salad that women love?
Kale.
Kale.
Caesar.
No.
John.
I thought that was your answer.
Brian.
John.
Chef.
No.
Danny.
Brian.
Cobb.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I got a
On the board!
I was gonna say Kale.
What is the #1 highest grossing romantic drama movie?
Brian.
Shit.
I was loudest.
I think it was Brian and Danny that should Rochambeau.
All right.
Brian.
Paper, scissors.
Dang.
No, you saw me.
What was the question?
Highest grossing romantic movie whenever this game was made.
Lonesome Dove.
No.
What?
Oh, who gets? Oh, you get next, Sean.
You get next.
Titanic.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Careful, careful.
I was older than it was.
Why is he so good at girl questions?
I had sisters. A sister.
Two of them
Maybe
at once
watch
one time.
Dang.
What is the most common home garden vegetable?
Danny.
Brian.
I think Danny got that one.
I don't
I'm
know.
lost on that one.
I don't think it was me. To be honest.
Go ahead, Danny.
Tomatoes.
Yes.
Dang, Danny got a
I was gonna say
point.
cucumbers for the lonely women.
Ooh.
Cucumbers is #2.
Damn.
Oh. Two cucumbers in the #2?
Yeah.
Oh.
What is the #1 most well-known baby brand?
Brian.
Danny. I think Kale got
I
it.
think
Somebody
Gail
over there
did
got it.
too.
Pampers.
What?
What? #1 what? Say that again.
Baby
I read
brand.
the-
American.
Oh, baby brand.
Well,
I think you were still at
baby
the-
brand.
Baby brand.
I think you're still at the garden.
Baby brand.
You're the only one in here that still has a baby. You
I
should
know.
know
It's like
this.
Pampers.
No.
No. Yeah, that's a baby brand.
I
You guys
just
are
said
It
Peppers.
is, but it's not #1.
Oh, okay.
I thought he said peppers.
Johnson and Johnson.
John.
John.
Oshkosh Bagosh.
No. Danny.
The fuck else is there?
No more tears. No.
The
Are any of
#1
us on the
most
list?
Well-known baby brand.
Like brand of what?
Babies.
Just
Oh,
baby
damn it.
brand.
Danny!
Asian.
Danny.
What?
John.
Danny.
I want to
I
go
make all
again.
kinds of babies.
Danny still hasn't even gone once.
I want to go again.
He hasn't got ones yet.
He said
Danny.
Danny.
Okay, that's not.
I make all kinds of babies.
If I can go again, Gerber.
Yeah. So you don't get a point because that
No.
doesn't count.
Was none of our answers on there?
#4 was Pampers.
See, I was on there.
What was yours?
Johnson and Johnson.
Nope.
No,
So
Kale
Kale
got
would
it.
win, right? Because he was the
Yeah.
closest to #1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was closest #1.
So yeah,
I
you
the
get a point.
She's trying to screw Kale.
No.
She was.
I could tell by that bag earlier, which is how yummy he
Kale
is.
is yummy.
In 2012, who was the highest paid woman in
Kale.
music?
Brian.
Kale.
In what year?
2012.
India. Oh, I know. Danny.
Beyonce.
No.
John.
Madonna.
Shania Twain.
I was going to say Madonna, too.
Shania Twain.
Bruce Willis.
The
blonde
chick in the blue Bruce Willis movie.
The blonde chick.
Alright, well, we all answered. Who had the highest?
Okay, so the answer is "Hit Me, Baby." What?
Oh,
Britney
Britney,
Spears. She was
God.
still
So
in
you
22.
had-
I guess that's 5
I
years
was
ago.
at
Should've
number
known.
6.
Number 6.
Yeah,
2
nobody.
Madonnas. And what was yours, babe?
Shania
Which
Twain.
one of
Shania
you?
Twain's
Which one of them are you
Madonna,
calling
so Kale
babe?
gets it.
There's no telling.
Probably the yummy one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yummy, yummy.
What is the #1 top online dating website
Danny.
in the United States? John.
Match.com.
I think I was first.
Tinder.
Farmers
What is
only.
the #1 thing found in a woman's purse or hand?
Brian.
Kale. Brian.
Brian.
Go Kale.
Lipstick.
No.
#1 thing found in a woman's purse.
Dildo.
What do you call it? A compact.
It's on there, but it's not #1.
John. Kleenex. Tissues.
That's on there, but it's not it.
Driver's license.
That's
Not
Not even on it.
not even on there. So
Wait,
the #1 was
Phone.
Phone.
Where the fuck did none of us
That's
think
in
of
her
that?
back. That's in her back pocket.
because you had makeup, so
Okay.
that's kind of.
Hey, I said
So me and-
lipstick.
Me and him tied. Because lipstick.
Oh
and
yeah, so both of you get
we
a point.
Oh, that's just generic
It just-
makeup?
It just says
makeup.
Oh,
makeup.
okay. I'm getting that.
And
Did he just
tissues
say I
was
have
Tissues was
#9.
#9.
Mhm.
Okay.
Have to pay.
What is the most popular
Where's that
piercing
picture?
for a woman?
Brian.
Danny.
Say
Damn.
Brian.
Yeah.
No. He said John.
No, he said John. That's two versus one.
Brian, go.
Did you say your name, sir?
Did you say
No answer. Negated.
I meant to say, did you answer?
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time on this show somebody's used the wrong name.
Shit.
Alright, what was the question?
I don't even know.
Piercings.
Oh, piercings.
Where do girls
Ears.
Yes. Get a point.
like it? That's a stupid answer. That's not sexy at all.
Did you say your name?
No, but you did apparently.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, I can't even right now.
I think we got a title for this podcast.
John?
Did you say John?
Did you say John?
And then asterisk laughing. Asterisk.
Hurry up, I gotta pee.
Okay.
What?
No, sorry. Didn't mean to go there.
First it's amputees, then it's midgets. Now it's racism.
Okay, what is the number one thing to buy before you have a baby?
Brian.
Danny.
Kale.
Diapers.
Yes.
I was gonna say condoms.
A nanny.
Too late for that.
That's way before.
Way before. The first thing before.
I mean,
What is the top female? Who is the top female musician
John.
Brian.
with their own perfume?
Danny.
Ooh, that would have changed my answer dramatically.
John was first.
Oh, was it John? Well, he answered before I even was halfway done with the question.
That's fine.
Okay, John.
Brittany.
Yep. All right, add your points up. Who wins?
5.
Give me a few minutes.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
one.
I got 5 too.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, I got 4.
I got one.
So Kale wins.
Kale gets the crown. It's way up there.
It's way up there.
It's a.
I'm yummy enough without the crown.
Apparently.
I don't even care.
But did you say your name? I still haven't got an answer from you on that.
Cool. That's a wrap.
Him and everybody else.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Please join us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. And
Oh wait,
I don't
we
know.
forgot
Do it.
to hit record. We gotta start over.